how do I even address this? I have to like, what even is gonna happen? You know, we were trying to figure out what the next step was gonna be. So I was in this like, took me a minute to like figure out what I wanted to do. Now, obviously, things are a little different. I know it's still like, still it's not. We're not necessarily in the best case scenario that we would love to be in, but now you know things are a little more clear. But like, I guess that was one regret I had. Right, is that I never that I stopped and I never like continued making money, and I just kind of like I didn't realize that how quick money can go. But you're saying you still. So what do you do now to make?
God, bro. It's God.
Okay. Well, you
Skid
stop.
Row's right there. Cheap.
Stop.
It's a really
Stop.
easy life, bro.
Stop. They're gonna think you're serious.
I know.
I guess my real question is all the money you made from YouTube gone?
No, Fat Phase Rain's money?
Yeah.
See, I still got some of basketball Phase Rain's money, but Fat Phase Rain, oh yeah. That's long
Basketball
gone.
phaser in 2017, Newport House.
2017, 18 when he was hitting them goose eggs.
Yeah.
But
Did you invest your money that you made?
some, but dude, I was so dumb. I was so used to fast money. Dude, I could have had plays, bro.
Yeah.
Plays.
No,
But
I
I didn't
know.
want to wait long. And I was like, I'm going to be dead. And I was stupid. And that's the worst part. That whole phase, oh my days. Like, who's trying to kill himself but also invest?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I was doing that for too long. And I've been saying this, it's kind of really f***ed up to say. It's a lot better to be than to think about it. I think being in the middle is worse than actually pulling the trigger.
I mean,
I
suicide.
know there's still hopes. That's
like
the right
a-
way of looking at it.
Let's just change the example because
What do people say on TikTok? I sometimes unalive.
I'm just saying it's not even about that, but just it's a very extreme situation.
Yeah.
I think in general though.
But it was like
wait,
my
wait.
thought process for 6 months or 6
No,
years.
no, I fully
It was
understand.
such a long part of my life.
No,
that that's
I mean-
all I thought about.
No, I know, which is insane.
Which is terrible. But what I'm
Of
trying to
course.
say is when you constantly think about it, you don't do anything good for yourself, and you're thinking about the exit.
That point
Yeah.
is what I was gonna. That's what I realized about myself too. I literally sat there like this for 2 years, watching FaZe crash, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And I just think about, and then I just like, you just have to start. Is the one thing. And I've told you this. I've talked to you multiple times, and you kind of always were like, bringing me a different perspective and energy that kind of I guess.
That's why I hate that I like LARPed as somebody who was. It hurts.
What do you mean?
Like live action role play. No way I was
Oh.
pretending. Like, what's wrong with me, bro? It kills me. I
No.
swear, because I'm not that guy. I'm really not. Like, what happened? How did that happen?
Yeah.
But it was most of my life.
My point is, you told me when I was just like this, and like I don't know what's gonna happen with FaZe. And I told you, I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'm gonna think about getting a different. I've never worked a job before FaZe, but I was gonna ask you that. Have you?
I mean, technically,
What did you do?
like it's urban, like Urban Outfitters behavior, whatever.
Yeah.
I did it for school though. Like instead of going to school, like there was credits where you could just go work.
Really? Like at a retail store? Nice. Yeah.
Fully clothes, greeted every nerd that walked in.
Greeted every nerd.
Just had to.
I've never since I was 14 I started making money on YouTube and like I never worked, so I had this stage where I was like, all right, am I gonna like take this experience and go to some random different type of job, or what am I gonna do? Obviously now, you know, FaZe is in a way better place than it was, my perspective at least, right? I think you
No, I
agree.
think-
I think you agree too. Yeah.
The brand.
Yeah.
Business will still.
The
we're still
business is
figuring
no.
it out.
I mean, the business is nothing changed, but I have more. All right, I have a clearer path of like what I could do long term.
Yeah.
But yeah. My point is, you were always like, what are you talking about? Like, you were just very.
There's actually finally an ecosystem since like the Newport days.
No, for
There
sure.
hasn't been an ecosystem that long. Even when that was happening in Weed Lake, like it was doing decent on the face channel, doing good. Somebody was like bang.
Yeah.
But there still wasn't that ecosystem.
No, it wasn't. Yeah. You regret not investing. I definitely do. I mean, the only quote unquote investments I made, bro, it's after I stopped making money. All the money I had left in my
You ever
bank.
talk about it? Like the investment that I know that you made that nobody else knows?
No, but it's crypto. I made crypto investments.
Save the kids.
No, not
That's
the
the main investor.
Dude, stop. We have nothing to do with that. God. But no, basically when 2020, when COVID hit, stock market crashed. My dad thinks he's a stock market analyst, which you think, he would have saw the FaZe crash coming, but he told me, invest in
And
this.
he had insides on the company too.
Yeah. He said, invest in this, invest in this. I just would listen and just threw money. Because at that point, I wasn't necessarily making money, but like,
You wanted to at least
I s-
multiply what you had.
no, but I still just looked at my different because I had a good amount in my bank. Dude, I overinvested so much. It's like it literally pains me so much now to think about how much money I would throw into random stocks,
I did the same
not
thing with
random
crypto,
coins
too,
like
and it burned it
Ethereum
all.
and stuff, but like NFTs, bad.
You know that year I streamed?
Yeah.
Like when I was like hurt, every dollar I made, I invested in crypto, lost it all.
Yeah.
Everything.
So right now my money there is like
That whole year was
I
just
didn't
for
sell
funsies.
yet, but my money is like at an 80% loss. I sold a lot of my stock losses. I just took it. I lost so much money.
Yeah.
So regret, definitely have regrets of that. I wish there was a smarter investing. I don't personally invest in like deal with interest and stuff. For my religious beliefs, I can't make money off of interest. But like, there's things like S&P 500,
Yeah.
and then
But
there's
I
like
just feel like you need a lot of money for that.
you do, but
Like, I feel like putting
the
in
money I
minute-
put into stupid coins and NFTs, if I
can
put
add
it
it
into
up.
something like that,
It's still
and just
after,
like you said, waited 20, but like even till now, would have made money. Either way, that money wouldn't have been burned. It would be theirs.
it'd be there.
So, anyways, I have that regret for sure. So you didn't necessarily invest either the way
That's
you.
true. Like even if it doesn't increase, the money's still there.
That's the
It's
thing.
Inflated the
The problem with 2020, 2021 is everyone started like thinking like, dude, if you doubled your money, people were mad in that crypto wave, in the stock market.
Didn't
Like,
have-
oh
that's
my
done.
god, I should
That
have
was
put more and I
heavy
would have
part.
4x'd it. Like that's how people were
Should've.
thinking at that time. It was crazy. And I fell into that and I regret it big time. But even before that, I never invested. I mean,
Don't worry,
I don't.
I'll
again,
sort
I-
out the
it's
last
not like my
three.
dad's gonna, ever investing his money or anything like
That's
that.
it,
So
big
you,
part.
I feel like you did invest though younger. Did you not? Remember you
I
in
did-
Canada,
I
you
did
opened
some
up.
sort of like originally
Ah.
mutual funds. I think
You know
it
what?
was different. Like
Oh,
versions
you
of it.
guys.
It wasn't from the bank. Because the one from the bank was the most stupid one in the world. Because every time you go to the bank, I'm sure the same thing happened to you. Like they're on your trying to get you to like, invest in their bullshit, right?
Yeah.
One time I folded. I gave him 200 grand, and bro, after
After 2 years, what?
2 years, 200 grand, what do you think?
205,000.
193.
Oh,
I took that 193 and I just gave it to somebody that I knew. I like ran the credit union, and I think in like a year it ended up going like 290. So I was like, whatever.
It's crazy because again, although we both grew up understanding the value of a dollar, people are gonna think we're insane for some of the numbers that we're talking about. Like we get it, we understand how crazy these numbers are, especially now looking back as we're older. We understand these numbers sound crazy, but that's the thing. A lot of people around us on the
Alright, I
internet,
gotta up.
like, dude, I still see people today, streamers and stuff. They act like 100K is nothing. It's like I get that you're making like stupid money.
It's just they're so young, you know exactly.
But
what it's like,
exactly,
bro.
I'm like, dude, no matter how much money you're making, the fact, like, how easy people are just throwing around money, it stresses me out, bro.
I just wish I threw aside about 95% and used the 5% that would have like been good for my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I wish I just never thought I had more.
I
money.
mean,
And especially
I mean,
before I knew
I'll-
about taxes like that.
Yeah.
If I knew about
Oh,
taxes like that, I
taxes.
never
Oh,
would have
God.
bought my R8 cash. No way. And honestly, when I think about it, I begged you to co-sign that so I could lease it.
You're R8?
Yes.
I don't
It's
remember.
okay though. It's not your fault. It's like it sounded scary at the time, but I for sure would
This
have
guy
made
has
payments.
every memory.
I mean, it's the truth because I didn't
I
want to
don't
buy it
remember-
cash.
I'm just saying, I don't
Then
remember
I listened to
that.
one Lil Uzi song and he's like, bought it cash. Okay, then Uzi did it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't remember, but yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Because you were the only person I knew that had credit. Because I had no American credit, so I wanted to get it leased, but then you didn't. So
It was in the New York. I mean, it must be
Another
in
one
New York.
did.
but you were just like skeptical about it, a big purchase like that.
I mean, I don't even know. I mean, I don't even know if I don't have enough credit back. I don't
You
like
for sure had good credit back then.
but I didn't have a credit
19.
card or anything.
You didn't. Like,
No, bro. Bro, you know how much money I wasted on like
they really love
taxes? I need if there's any tax specialists out there that still wants to save my life, financial advisor. Anybody come, please. I need help. I still have zero. I still don't know what I'm doing. Unfortunately. What is that?
Oh,
I know what I'm doing. Give me the advice.
them giving you.
So
the
we
sauce.
don't necessarily see. We made a lot of mistakes. So if you had the money you had again, like, or if someone's in your position, someone has a good amount
I
of money.
fully believe I'm gonna make way more than I ever made though. Personally.
I
think there's
I
way-
believe it too.
There's
By
way
the
more money out there.
There
we
is.
did it as retarded kids, but it's because we didn't doubt ourselves. I feel like me and you over the years, because of what we built, we feel like we have to perform at that standard, or we're like completely under.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you feel like we're always under. I feel like that's what, bro. I've had so much energy and like wanting to go, and I feel like that's the only thing that holds me back. Is like my previous self.
Yeah.
You know, and you're always just. That's what like sucks when people get like one-hit wonders. Or not one-hit wonders, but like songs that are too big, like Roddy Rich.
Yeah.
Or like The Box. Like it almost puts you over when it does that well.
Yeah, because then
You
everything
know,
you
it's
compare
not even his
everything.
fault. Like the song could still be good, but people are just they expect the box. They expect the best thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
No, I feel it.
And performance, and it's always people that don't even perform or do well that are pocket watching us performing the game.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro.
But
So I just shut up and
to that point though, when it comes to hitting 30, like I genuinely, like I never would have thought like this maybe the last 10 years.
that you'd be doing this again.
No, not even necessarily. I mean, definitely did it. But what I was gonna say is I actually feel like my 30s, like you said, I feel like I could be, hopefully, inshallah, right? But I feel like I can have a lot more success in my 30s than I had up to this point. Which, if you ask me, and we've had this conversation, I felt like when FaZe crashed, like, all right, well that's it. Like that was my goal. That was my one chance in life, and like, I don't know what's gonna happen next. Even take FaZe aside, now that FaZe is again, it's back in a better position. I think it's gonna grow back to where it was, or a similar area at least in the immediate future. I hope in the next few years. aside from FaZe, I still feel like if I you know, hopefully put in the work and like try to dial in anywhere.
I
that
think just do more things. Because I think that's what ends up happening. Like, think about it. We thought less about what our thumbnail was on
Yeah.
videos that were getting millions of views. That actually mattered more objectively. And now our videos are probably gonna flop, but we're worried more about the thumbnail.
no,
For what?
no, 100%. No,
Gonna
you're
flop.
right. And like I said,
it's
I
like we're spending so much effort and stressing about
think
a thumbnail for.
thinking and planning, and I've done a
You
lot of
think
that.
More often. Imagine if I actually was thinking as much as I am now back then about my videos, I never would have been able to make because I would have been thinking about what they could have been.
Yeah, yeah.
So just go.
Yeah, you're right.
What's
You
your
gotta just
favorite
go.
COD? Just walk up to somebody that can go. Go.
Yeah. No, you're right. You gotta go.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of streamers like it's good that they're dumb because they can just do more. I swear to God, the dumber you are, the more you do. The smarter you are, the more you think about your move and how to go wrong and what could happen and best case result. And
Yeah.
it sucks. There's a healthy balance of smart and
And there's a lot of ways to make money now. Ways like even just TikTok. We were just talking about it, but like, dude,
just on a stake supermax.
no gambling for me, buddy. But yeah, I watched a streamer yesterday make 800K in like 5 minutes. I'm like, nice.
On what?
On one of these gambling
The
websites.
slots?
Just crazy. All this stuff is just weird, and you don't know what's like. Even me, I'm questioning something. Is this stuff real? Like,
Have you seen the Los Poys Plinko ones?
yeah, insane.
So I went to my gamblers, then make someone be like, "Oh, I want to go get your
No, I'm not talking about no gambling here. No gamble.
But isn't it crazy? Though, every game, even for kids, like they kind of instill that into a young age.
Yeah,
like
like
FIFA, 2K.
CS:GO,
CS:GO is
boxing.
meant for adults, so I kind of don't want to bring that one in.
Okay.
But like 2K, FIFA, the pack openings, like
yeah,
it's
no,
gambling.
you're right. It's like that.
It's
that
like there's
feeling.
still forms of gambling for the youth.
I'm
and
th-
I swear to God, it's
I am
become so
so glad that I can't gamble.
Yeah, exactly. Arcade. Exactly.
Okay, we should.
It's like
Yeah.
Dave and Buster's is a casino for kids.
Yeah, dude.
It's literally. Dave and Buster's is a casino for kids.
I
never
think
thought about
you know.
that.
Again, I'm Muslim, so I do certain things. I
So
can't
you
do
wouldn't
certain things.
like
so
if
I
you
can't
have,
gamble.
if you hypothetically ever had a kid, you want to take him to Dave and Buster's?
No, that's not. I'm
That's
talking about
gamblers.
Hold on. Don't gamble. And I'm so happy that I can't gamble. If I ever gamble, I'm
Never.
never gonna gamble.
Never done a single like CS:GO thing ever.
What do you mean?
You never traded
No,
your skin.
no, never.
Not once.
Swear to God, no. I don't gamble. There's certain things I'll never.
Why do I?
Why are you shocked by that?
I don't know. I just feel like
You
one
know I
time
don't.
threw a skin in
Have
there.
you ever seen me?
Well, other than the cigarettes, you never really had an issue with
We're-
anything.
I never smoked cigarettes, by the way. We were talking about this yesterday, and he's like, I can't believe I convinced everybody that you smoke cigarettes. I never smoked cigarettes, never drank. I don't know. There's.
Because it was so
I'm not acting like I've never
obviously
done.
fake.
I've made
Yeah,
mistakes.
I'm saying
but-
because it was so obviously fake. Like every clip would be like the
But people
most.
believe. I trust me.
Those are kids,
How do you think
I
I
know.
felt? I would look at YouTube. I get thousands of comments. Are you still smoking cigs? I'm like, bro, no way you guys believe this. I swear to God, they believe it. People believe it.
That's not-
Never gambled, thank God, because if I gambled, I would be bad. I would be really bad. And listen, that's the thing about crypto. It's kind of a gray area. And like when I started investing in stocks and stuff, like I feel like that was the rush of what gambling would give you. That's why I'm like, bro, I'm done with the high risk investing and that stuff. So, anyways, don't do that with your money, please. But we'll move away. I guess the last thing I'll say is because everyone thinks we made so much money. Did you ever believe at all, or when you saw like the evaluation and stuff, did you ever believe that how much like that you would ever see any of that money?
I was never gonna sell regardless because think about what I went out there and said. Like I was gonna, what's it called? Round trip it. I was gonna round trip it regardless.
What is round tripping?
You go all the way up and down.
Oh
like you
yeah,
let it crash.
we all did. That's the thing. We all
But
round
also, we pretty much were like none of us could have sold even at that top.
but we couldn't.
The only time we could have sold is when it was like what down
I saw it.
85.
Yeah,
we could have sold like when it was worth.
Yeah.
it was not worth it at that point, even if we wanted to.
Well, what was the most it was?
70. It was like 70 for us.
70.
Yeah.
So you're saying
Nice.
70?
70, yeah, yours was more because way more like 95,
No,
25.
no, it wasn't. I swear to God,
Big
it wasn't.
spender.
This guy's making up fake numbers.
Oh.
No, but either
No
way,
love?
it is fake. It's all monopoly money, by the way. I wish it was real. Are you joking? That's the problem.
Would you sold?
Yeah.
Like, like at least
Of
half,
course I
folks.
would have. What?
On God, it would have been financially irresponsible for you to sell because you never said anything. I said stuff, so I can't. But you,
Either way,
hey,
I never sold. I never sold a penny. Like you said, by the time.
I love doing.
Why do you make your faces? This guy. I never sold. I wish.
Bro,
I
I
wish
don't know
I
what it
sold.
is about you. It's like I can't.
I wish
I don't
I
know what
sold.
it is. I have to. I just.
I wish I sold,
So-
but I didn't. But anyways, when the stock was at $20 or whatever it was, none of us believed it was real money. Anyways, by the time we could sell,
Some
this is-
people for sure
This is
did.
the scam. By the time we could sell, it was like $1 stock.
But if you didn't believe it was real money, why were you so like down to be best friends with? That's what I have to know. Like,
Just
how,
in
how
general.
did you get like done goofed into thinking like that was gonna be a good move?
Yeah, well,
I know how convincing they can be.
well, here's the thing. The difference is I was just like, we're beyond.
If only
we're
you knew
beyond
what
that.
I say happened to you. I don't think I've ever told you.
Wait, go
I tell
ahead.
everyone you got corporately groomed.
I know. Yeah, I mean,
That's literally what I
know
tell
how you
everyone.
feel.
I'm like, oh, Apex got corporately groomed. He got groomed for 4 years. But you know why? Is because after that picture of Banks said up to something, the one where we did that one thing, I remember we talked
picture of
after.
Banks, what?
The one he posted of us saying like up to something that day.
Oh, yeah.
We were walking back to the parking lot and we
Yeah,
were
yeah.
talking. You still wanted bro on the team. I was like, what's wrong with you?
He's
And
like-
because he was groomed, Stockholm syndrome, all the
This
above.
is the problem. I literally, on a human level. No, I get it. And I got finessed.
There is no human level in it. You see what they do. There was
No,
like,
I
it's
get it.
business, bro. I'm sorry.
No, I get it.
They're monsters.
My guy,
You
biggest
agree with the
lesson.
reference I made? Like when you're in a game, there's a corporate guy, it's like a hot girl and a guy talking, period. Same thing. Nobody cares.
Biggest lesson I learned after that moment, till the time it crashed. There are so many people that used to hit me up about all these things.
They'll never
that
talk to
stop.
you again.
There's so many snaky weirdos that were at FaZe that try to come back after, and I made sure that they got fired.
Isn't it so cringy to see how many of them
But it's not even. What pisses me off more is there's so many people that were here that was so nice to, because a lot of other people are pretty rude. I'll be honest. A lot of the other quote unquote FaZe members, whatever, for whatever reason it is, people are kind of rude. I always try to be nice to everyone. There's certain people that worked at FaZe that I was so nice to, that just literally like, I did the backstab is like not the most generic phrase to use. But bro, the feeling after with some of these people, like, I can't believe that
business in LA, my
and
friend.
a lot of them would leave, right? They'd rep FaZe and use it. Then they'd leave and just start trashing the brand, like as hard as they can. And then I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about random employees, which is cool. Whatever, you know, feel how you feel.
I
But
didn't trash the brand too, but I just
publicly,
stole, guys.
just they have to throw these comments. And then when everything's back again, like in some
They on dick
capacity,
again.
some of them are back trying to work at FaZe again. I swear to God, I was like, no. Like, there's certain people I'm like, I'm not walking in the office seeing this. And that's also what changed. Now I have a different, like, I would never even like try to push someone out or anything like that anymore. Now I'm just like, I don't care. Now I learned a lot of lessons. Some people get the hell away from the brand. I want to see this person's face ever
I mean,
again.
it's pretty obvious, low key. The rule that I always thought was easiest is if they're a fan, they're always good.
Yeah.
Has a fan ever done us wrong?
No.
For me personally, actually never.
I mean, no, but it's, bro, there's just some people that, but there's also good humans. There is actually good humans.
Womp womp. I don't believe it.
No, there is.
I know there is, but they're not coming.
Sobin's a great
I guess
human.
you're right.
Sobin's
Were
a great
you were never a fan, right, Sobin? Never. Obviously.
No. Not from before. No, but he's one of the
Okay, you're right.
he's one of the
Who else?
No.
Nobody else. I mean, you said you've been around
all
since.
these guys.
We never met him in person, right?
No. But Sobin was in the office. He was one of the people there every day that I worked with.
Yeah.
One of the
Sobin's
few,
always been amazing.
There's
I'm glad
a
he made
few
the cut.
people that are really actual good people. He's one of them. There's very few. Anyways, that was one of the biggest lessons I learned. I was so turned off to ever working with another human in my life after like FaZe started crashing. Now I'm a little more open to it, but way different energy. So to your point about the corporate, whatever, yeah, maybe there was some corporate grooming in your wording, right? Partially too.
So you agree?
Yeah.
I've been saying, I'm like, yeah. I don't
No,
really
I
like
mean,
it,
bro,
I'm saying it, but it's true.
I did get finessed. I mean, I also was
It's
like,
because this is what I thought he did to you. He's like, he made you he made you feel like human, like cared about, and like he was there for you. And like, oh, like, I'm
no,
there.
I mean,
like,
I never believed or felt that way that deep. No, I swear to God. What, do you think I'm gonna go for him? Did you tell me about my problem?
when he said it in the doc, he's like, we cried together. I was like, nah,
Me?
I was like, oh, you.
I know.
I know you were arm to arm.
I saw you hugging him in the dock first off.
Mother, don't ever bring that up.
Anyways, listen. Anyways, part of it though, just to be completely honest, we had a board that literally was calling all the shots at the end of the day. That's the thing people don't understand. The board literally decided. So for me, just my perspective, and we'll move on from this. We disagree, and it's completely fine. I still don't agree that we could have I feel like the only reason that we're able to change it is because it crashed this year and all these people lost so much money and they're already out.
I was just saying, if it's not worth anything, it's not worth anything to them.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
I
worth
guess
something else.
when it's worth what that value was at. Either way, my perspective is like I gotta just do the. I was like, I gotta do the best with whatever this garbage situation is. The board, and I gotta play. I was trying to play the long game. Didn't work out. I tried my best. From my perspective, my perspective, and I'll say this till I die, is I tried my best, and I don't think I finessed anyone or I did anything completely selfishly for myself. You can think whatever you want, buddy. I know.
No, why I did it. I'll tell you exactly why I did it. Because when he's in the position he was in, I know.
Can I just say something? If I thought that you actually think that I was finessing stuff, I don't think you would be.
No, exactly. Like
together.
that's why he's my brother forever. This is so funny because you were put in the position which I get, where everyone thought it was like It's kind of like how in this building, like at the front, the people get yelled at for shit. But it's never their fault. It's always the people who are in
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
room hiding.
Oh my God,
It's
yeah.
always like the person at the front desk's fault. So
I was at the
you
front
were like
desk.
the front desk phase
It's the
because you're not
worst- dude,
handling
it
the
was the
back,
worst.
and everyone thinks you did.
It's the
and it's nothing
worst-
you can do.
it was the
So
worst
that's why I
2
said that
years of my
because
life.
so many people thought it was your decision. You had full
Bro,
choice.
even me and you, even like at certain points, like you, like I'm the middleman conversation between.
I will say this, and I'll just be completely honest. And say I absolutely hate that you guys tried to get this on because you all told me to. And that's the truth.
Nice.
I mean,
It was for the money that they
For
owed
the-
me. And instead of saying like, "Yo, y'all can pay him the money you guys owe him,"
I get-
NDA. That's why I had to finesse them and get that money regardless. I told him, "Yeah, I'll sign it when everything's
Again-
good." He said, "Well, let's make you happy." I said, "It's one of the things that'll make me happy."
I get it.
Finessed.
Again, I just have a different perspective on a lot of the stuff. Like,
But dude,
I don't know.
it's corporate guys trying to hold my money
No, I
over my
get
head and be
it.
like, "You have to sign it." It's
No, well,
and
what
what
if-
is it? Why would they want me to sign an NDA?
What-
Because they know they did up.
yeah.
I'm not trying to press it on you, but I'm saying in
No, I
hindsight,
get it. This is.
just
It's
saying,
a
for the
different
bigger
time
picture.
in the business. I get it though. I get your point now.
Yeah.
I would do a lot of things.
And I'm over.
differently.
it. I don't care. I
Yeah.
understood like you guys
I
saw
mean,
it
bro,
so many different ways, but I'm saying that is the right
I was.
thing.
I mean, in my head.
I would have showed up there like Ice Cube. They had your money like held up. And that
Well,
one
I get it.
conversation,
But
oh,
here's
God.
the thing. But this is the one thing I'll say is, in my eyes, I was trying to do the same thing, just in a different way. By the way, I told them every day, send them the damn money that you were owed. I never told them.
It's just I get it.
I never
Towards
said
the end,
send
you were
them.
like, "You get to sign if that's the way they're gonna pay it." I get it, but he didn't realize the
I'm
bigger
just saying
point.
that's the thing too. That's the thing. There's other things that never got taken care of. I've gotten like pointed blame at. I'm like, bro, do you understand how many conversations I had that you guys have to give X, Y, and Z shares?
Good one.
It's just like like I said, at the end of the day, the people in charge at the very tippy top and the board were the ones making the decision. So
I'm
I
trying to retain every dollar.
so I tried to influence the guy at the tippy top to get the board to approve shares for certain people, but they wouldn't. That's what stressed me out. It's like, okay, maybe I didn't do it in the Ice Cube way that you just said, but I was doing it in my way,
the bro way.
24/7. I was doing, yeah, but that's the way you would do it. I still feel like I was trying my best to do it in a different way and get it actually done. You know what I'm saying? So although we had okay, you can look back and now and say that, but the intention was there, and it was but
And
anyway.
that's again, that's why I hold nothing against. Like we built something so amazing together. I don't care that
No, but
at
it's
one,
it-
at one point in time, like you might have been finessed to think something else. But shit happened to us too. Like that's why I don't ever blame them for bringing that cancer home, the original one, the original one.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
one that stemmed and caused.
me
different
and you
types of
looked at each
cancer.
other and we were like,
Bro, we saw that the millisecond.
We
it
know
happened.
we were getting
Bro,
scared.
just straight out of Compton.
yeah.
Oh, it's not gonna happen.
We
It's
watched.
like
we literally watched straight out of Compton.
It's like God.
We
He
watched-
came into our life. The next day, straight out of Compton drops.
We
watch
watched.
it.
We watched it out of Compton and we were like, "What's this?" We looked at each other and we're like, "Yeah."
He knew it.
We knew it was gonna happen.
He knew it, but it's like, what are you gonna do? Like,
It was already too late. That's the thing. The second the money came in,
because it was. You know what happened though? It was like me and you both obviously knew. Then you eventually were like, "F- it," and then I looked like the crazy
well,
one.
no,
who was
no,
being
but that's
difficult,
not
and
even.
then-
But that's
Yes,
not even.
though.
He started. I didn't give a green light to do all this. I'm
I
not
don't
gonna.
think any-
Exactly. But people gain trust in this guy. Me and you looked at each other like, whatever, right? I'm not blaming. I'm not saying we're completely.
No, I
innocent.
get it, like,
we
that
definitely
happens.
we started sipping the juice later on for sure. Whatever the expression is, the Kool-Aid. Sipping
It
the
means
Kool-Aid.
something different in my world.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah,
mean?
no, not the juice. Sipping the Kool-Aid. We drank the Kool-Aid later, which means that we fell for the trap a little bit. Although we knew we were being finessed low-key, we played into it. Long story short, when they raised money, in my eyes, the second they started raising money and then they started getting value and then the boards and this and that, that's why I was like,
Hate it.
that's why my perspective was always like, let's try to make the best out of the situation we're in and recover whatever we can. So we had different approaches. I still wanted the same thing as you. But anyways, we're gonna get away from this
The
one.
concept of a board.
It doesn't make any. If you guys saw the guy on the, sometimes I'll be sitting there at 7 in the morning on the board meeting, and I swear to God, I start cracking up to myself. Sometimes tears, thinking about if you were being saw the guy on my screen talking about the company, talking
Who's the
about
old
face.
guy? What?
Bro, oh my God, I cannot believe these people were in charge of the company.
Do this and say his name. I think I'll remember, right?
I mean, he was appointed, by the way, by one of the OG scammer investors.
Big ass to the one big ass scammed.
Big, the one that got scammed and lost all
Big
his
M?
money. Yeah. So here he put this guy.
Big
So
MT.
this guy had a very
Lake in
important.
his backyard.
This guy had a big. This guy had a very important spot on the board too, and like we couldn't get rid of him. I forgot his name, but anyways, this guy would go on and he'd just start talking like it's about FaZe Clan, and I'm like, dude, I just wanted to punch him through the screen. Anyways, that sucked. But you're right. I'll be honest. That was a worst stage for me. It was like it started ruining my relationships with like not you necessarily. It was different with you, but other FaZe members. It's like my fault that they're not getting certain things. I'm like, dude, you guys don't even. I'm not making myself. I'm not trying to act like the victim.
Remember
like-
when Big used to send out like the fake invoices for the payments?
No.
When he, what are you talking about?
Fake invoices.
Yes, you do. Bro, in like 2017, people like try to get paid, and he just sent like an email from FaceClan saying FaceClan has sent you 10K or whatever. And it's like it's just an email and text.
I don't even, bro. That,
Bro,
but
he's crazy. That's what I'm trying to say. He just scam everyone.
we've seen some absolutely insane things, but
Just send the email with the FaZe logo and the text saying you got paid, but no one's getting paid. So
Yeah.
he could say I sent that.
this entire thing, what's crazy about it, again, one of the craziest things about it is that it's all public, right? All of it's online.
No, it's not.
No, not these details, but this
Oh, yeah.
entire situation of FaZe.
That's what I found
Us-
crazy with the ESPN is like it's not even the story.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Imagine how many other things are
By
like
the way,
that, though.
because to your point of NDAs,
But
dude,
imagine how many things are like that in life.
No,
That's
no,
why I
it's
can't
insane.
believe anything.
what's
History's
insane?
not real. I don't
What's
care.
insane is we literally like, and we've talked about it before. Not even this last time we're talking about. Earlier on, like we all almost literally lost our entire ownership in the company. It's been an insane ride. My point though, a lot of it's been public. There's been a lot of extra pressure because of the public stuff. But you've been basically online again since 14. You've put your whole life publicly. Did you before that? I guess did it affect your like random friends that you had or your family? Like there's like always a weird thing too with like distant family members and stuff. A lot of people have weird
I don't have
experiences.
much family. That's the benefit for me.
Okay.
At first, I grew up sad because I was like, damn, I only got 3 people in my family. But by the time I was 20, I was like, damn, I got 3 people in my family. That's
Yeah.
amazing. It's like, imagine how many birthday gifts I would have to buy and how many. It's just like, I just hear weird stories.
So
I'm
you,
just kidding about the birthday
so you
gifts,
kind of
by
had
the way,
like a
but
small
it's
circle
just,
already.
Yeah.
So it didn't
It's
really-
just weird, like to see what. Because for me, I can't comprehend my family being weird about money or anything like that. I
Yeah.
actually can't.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not. They're the biggest.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
so amazing with it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's. I've heard some stories.
No,
I
yeah,
just
pe-
can't believe it.
Yeah, people have crazy. Me
Like the
too.
entitlement is nuts.
Yeah, no, it's a blessing to have good family members and good parents and good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I got 3, so odds are they're good. Let's see
Actually,
the 5 and 8-year-old what they turn into. Be on there.
So-
I actually want them to live with me at some point, though.
really,
I'd love to.
you didn't. It didn't affect your personal life, like going when you became well known, famous, whatever you want to call it. Didn't really mess up a relationships you had. Did you have a lot of like? Did you have like close friends?
I did. There's certain people. I still talk to them. I was just talking to like my OG, the guy that got me into Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I just randomly I looked at the day. I'm like, dude, is it his birthday today? And I texted him like, yo, is it your birthday today? He's like, yeah. What the? I was just watching a video of us. That's crazy. Like
That's
when
it.
we were kids on Facebook.
Wow.
Dude, he could destroy me.
in COD?
No,
Oh, in real life.
the footage he has of me on his. Is
Oh,
bad. like not anything crazy. I'm just ew. Like you're such an ugly little kid. Like it's just that. It's nothing crazy like that. I'm just saying.
Obviously, you have gone through very difficult things publicly too. So you've had a lot of pros and cons of having everything
All
online.
pros, no cons.
Okay, so that's how you look at it. So that's what I was gonna ask: is you ever like, do you regret your
No.
life being so public?
No.
No?
No. I don't regret anything. Regrets for the week.
Okay.
Swear to God, there's nothing to regret.
Well, I know because you look
made
at
that
it like
decision
everything's
and there's
something.
something that came with it, so that's something that's good.
Yeah.
I don't even regret all the terrible money things I've done because then how would I know that it was bad?
No, for sure, it's a lesson you learn from.
I could
it.
have looked at somebody else and been like, you know what
That
I
one
mean?
you could have learned.
That one, yeah, maybe. But okay, I still
So okay, well,
stand by it all.
in the moment though, like I'm sure there was moments where you wish that things you weren't necessarily maybe I don't know if famous is the right word.
But
But
that's
like,
what I do try to say.
not
I
fa-
thought
not
also was like, bro,
famous.
my whole life, have I ever been like, dude, we're famous? Like,
No, I know.
that's the
I'm not using that word
lamest
'cause-
thing.
no,
Just
I-
like we're internet people
no.
thinking they're famous.
Okay,
Kai honestly Loki is now. Though.
No, Kai's famous. There
Yeah,
are
like-
some. Mr. Beast is famous.
Well, that's different.
I'm not using the word famous about us. Trust me.
It's like
sort of
5
well known.
famous
Okay, it's just
YouTubers and
easier to say
streamers,
than being well known or whatever the hell, however you want to phrase it. When you go out in public, people come up to you, right?
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
not like overwhelming, and it's always cool, and it's all love, and it's net.
But I guess
It's
I'm
not
s- my point is-
paparazzi and weird.
Okay, so you
like
because
that.
I had a moment. I had a few moments where I was like, I wish people didn't know who I was.
But it's because you were with family.
Yeah, because family.
If you were with me and the homies, would you care?
Yeah, well, there was a stretch of my life where I was like, dude, I just want to live a private
And
life.
you go to like out doing shit all the time.
Not necessarily. I mean, but like to this day, I don't go to the mall. I'm not acting like I'm Kai, but still, to this day, I'm sure you could also relate. I'll still be in the most random area. This is what actually made me like, you know what? I might as well start making videos again. Because a big part of it in my head was like, I don't want people to know me anymore, right? I just want to have a private life. But somehow there's kids that are 10 years old, 11 years old that still come up to me.
His phase
FaZe Rug, you know.
keeps
But
it alive. huh?
but when I made Fortnite videos for like a year, so many of them recognized me from it, and I was like, you know what? Like, I just think for the next another 10 years, people are gonna recognize our faces. People our age at least, right? Like you're not gonna be able to be hidden in plain sight. That's how I feel.
Huh?
That's the experience I had over even the years I stopped making YouTube videos. I was like, maybe I can. And it's again for private, personal reasons. It's not because like I just wanted to just live a different life for a little bit because everything was online.
I mean, we technically both did that. Both just like off the internet for a while.
We did, but when I realized that, like, my face, it's not like people are gonna get, forget my face. Even bro, during COVID, I'd wear a mask, and some people would still always see me. I remember I went to the beach. And I'm like, I'm wearing a mask. No one's gonna. And I got stopped like the second I got to the beach, and I'm like, oh, okay. But that was one reason I'm like, all right. I guess the flip side of that too. As I got older, I realized that there is a real. You've always been I mean, you've also always made a big impact because you've had a different relationship with your audience. For me, like, I never looked at myself as someone who was making an impact in people's lives. I was just making random content, BS content. Yours was a lot more real and like.
I had to kill time while playing the game, getting the laughs.
Old phase member. I'm not gonna say his name. You can if you want to say it. I don't care. But no. Bully, very racist bully phase member. When I first joined phase, come on, there's one guy. It's obvious. Him and his friend. Him and his friend.
That's what I'm saying. I wish he was more honest about that when he tries to act like why he doesn't want to I genuinely wish.
When I was 14 though, I got called a terrorist.
About it too.
Yeah, I don't care. But my point is, he called me a terrorist, made fun of my mom for wearing a scarf, made fun of my name. That made
don't say it. This doesn't matter. It's too old, and I don't want anybody to like. This doesn't matter.
My point is, my only point of bringing this up is that it closed me off from talking about Palestinian. My main identity outside of YouTube, that's my main thing. All my friends are from the mosque. And my whole life is around my religion. So I blocked it off for so many years, and then I always say Habib, UFC fighter, started posting, and he got, I started getting like this. He made me feel, more confident, comfortable. Then I started posting, and I saw a lot of younger kids at the mosque and stuff would come up to me and like, oh, thank you for posting. Like, and I'm like, I didn't do anything, but like, I get it though, the feeling that they get. So anyways, as I got older, I realized like, all right, people know me anyways. I might as well try to use it for good. So part of the reason I want to make videos and stuff again and be back is like so I can try to use it for the right influence, right? You've always kind of had that intention. I know it wasn't necessarily your main intention, but it was always a part.
When it started working is when I started. Like I said, it's all I know to talk about, anyways.
Yeah.
But when I started to see it actually work, that's when I was like, oh snap.
And you're
I'll do it through people also in the house and stuff. You know, like I realized the direct impact I had. I'll always say I'll never take credit for anything you did because you would have done with or without me.
We all had
maybe the competitive,
we all made each other succeed more.
But I'm just saying, certain people I looked out more for than other people, like to truly help them understand the philosophy of the game and how to do everything, what works, what doesn't work, why it doesn't, all that shit, right?
Yeah.
You, I never really took you through a crash course on.
Yeah. Like, we were both, because you're a month older than me.
Yeah, we experienced that
literally
exact.
the exact
And you were
same
bigger
time.
than me. You know what I mean? Like you were still are, but I'm saying you always were doing better than me on YouTube at that point.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
No, it wasn't.
Until free for all, you 100% were the whole time.
I don't remember. My memories.
Like Road to a Kill Cam had me in the gutter, bro. Had nothing.
Either way, we were definitely like
Had nothing.
neck and neck the whole time. Age-wise, even our experience, our families are pretty similar in some capacity. Like we have a lot of similarities, although we have a lot of different different things in our life as well. But but you were always kind of motivated. Anyways, for me, that's part of the reason that I realized I kind of have an obligation to use it for good because it's not going anywhere. I tried to disappear off the face of the earth, didn't work. And even actually as I got older, I don't even necessarily want to do that anymore, to be honest. So it's weird. I kind of go figuring it out as we go. Again, we're all growing up. We grew up online, so we get a lot of opinions on every decision we make. But at the end of the day, we're also learning, and so that's where I'm at personally now. I guess you too. What I wanted to ask you. I know you've talked about you're gonna stream and stuff. You might make videos. Like, what do you want to do longer? Like for the rest of your
all I want to
not for the rest of your life, but right now, what's your immediate goal?
I always want to weigh in on things that have perspectives and help people with certain perspectives and psychologies and just different philosophies of life. I genuinely love that. Love how people think differently. But bro, the way the world is now and how disingenuous it is because of businesses lying, acting like they care about certain things and are cutting money from people and guidelines on platforms just to appeal to people so nobody gets mad at them. People act like they do it because it's the right thing to do. It's really, they don't give it. It's just because they don't want to deal with it.
Oh yeah,
Y'all are annoying.
I saw that phase. Phase became the corporate phase was.
Bro, and
I couldn't believe my eyes.
I said it in swag. I remember they would always say we need a black person for this deal. We need a person of color for this deal.
Literally, by the way, literally.
And I was like, yo, y'all are racist.
No,
what do you mean you need a black person for this deal?
I remember all
pick the right person for the right role regardless.
All four of us, me, you, and Banks and Tommy would be on the call.
One guy is also bottom mid.
What are you even saying? Or the girl,
and the fact that they say it like they're not saying that.
And it sounded good. Always sound.
No, everybody from us, obviously, we all tripped on it. Nobody was like, yeah.
It's just a crazy thing to say out loud like that. Like it's just.
But that's what
the face. But you're right.
To these companies,
a lot.
What they're told.
A lot of companies are like. So we saw FaZe low key morphing into that. It was insane to see.
And it's all the
I
biggest
think-
companies too.
Yeah, no, it is. People have kind of stepped back from a little bit now of that stuff.
Because the brands that we grew up promoting, they don't get it.
When I say
They're not
that
big
stuff, I'm
enough.
talking about like
It's all the mainstream.
anytime
big
anything
brands.
happens, you gotta put out a statement. We had like a Ukraine bro. I think one of the cringiest things that I've seen is when we did a Ukraine T-shirt.
Did they donate the money or something?
Yeah, but,
They donated,
it's
like-
not the concept of doing a fundraiser.
No,
I'm
I
just
know.
saying it's like everybody
Latching
at that
on
time
to
felt
that
like, oh
concept
my
is
god,
because
we
everyone's
have to jump on it because everybody else is talking about it. So okay, so you still wanna like you have always done, kind of help inspire people or teach people from your experience. But like
It's gotta
you,
get
for you
more-
personally, I mean, I know one thing you've mentioned is you want to farm. Like I'm talking about like that, like a farm. Yeah.
I think they farm. Yes.
So I'm saying, what do you want? Like what is your
Green
goal?
life,
Yeah.
50 dogs,
Okay.
big piece of land. That's just like where I find peace, and that's like where I find myself being very, very happy every single day. Just imagine like a big, massive.
Yo.
And just a
Living
bunch
just
of
for
dogs.
yourself.
Where?
Anywhere that can provide that lifestyle.
In America or Canada?
Is money a concept or no? Do I still need to make money or is money not?
No, if you don't know.
Canada. It's because of the food.
But I guess okay, even,
I don't like the politics either there, but I just like the food and the people.
even money wise though, like what do you want to do? Like I know you're gonna start making content again, but like how long? Like is that something you think you want to start doing for the rest
I mean,
of
there's
your
a lot
life?
of things. What I realized is I also need to be better at making money off camera. I don't want always my money to come from
Yeah.
what I do on camera.
Yeah.
That's. I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah.
It makes me do content for the wrong reasons. I'm okay with making money from content, but I'm not going to start or That's what X, great, but I have to be able to do it outside of content. Otherwise, it's a slippery slope with that. I feel like because then you're always just like compromising what you're doing for content for money, and everyone knows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, 100%.
Even actually, I'm sure I could pull it like hide it, but it's just I would know, right? I would know, and I just don't like that. Like that's literally why I quit YouTube when we started doing like.
Almost jump up on.
They were all for million. They were all to get a million views. They
Sydney.
were not to make my fans happy or make myself happy.
Yeah.
Try to get-
Yeah, and then at that point, you were
And that's
also
like what ruined the game.
you also like experiencing different things that like you weren't. Yeah,
So
I get it. I get it. Was just a
But yeah, I was
different.
just soft.
It was a different. No, but everyone like I feel like when we all moved to Newport, everyone entered a new phase, no pun intended, in their lives. Where like some people started partying, some people.
Yeah,
like,
everyone kind of found
every-
out who they were.
people were just trying different things. Cause like bro, we were in that house for 2
Time
years.
went by so quick because like
Yeah.
those 2 years in New York, that's when we were still like kids with
Yeah,
a
yeah.
piano and played the game. And
Like,
as soon as
there
we
was
got to
never a
Newport,
party-
everyone did their own thing.
Unless there was one when I wasn't there was never one party at the New York.
To be honest, that's like theoretically why the LA house killed phase is because we should have been in the middle of nowhere where we weren't allowed to do that until the job was done.
Yeah, no,
If that makes sense. Like,
no, it does for sure. I mean, when we were in New York, it was just work.
That's why the Sidemen never had that because they were already all from that area, pretty much, more or less. Aren't they all from England?
Yeah, I think a lot of them grew up. Some of them grew up together. Yeah, they are. They
I know
are.
Simon and KSI did.
Yeah,
I don't know about the rest, like if they're all like friends.
and they just stayed focused. To be honest, we all got distracted. Everyone got
Yeah.
distracted by random. Again, like people wanted to start partying or experiencing certain things in life, or we all got distracted.
Every weekend we're trying to get the guy back in the crib, man. Just wouldn't.
Who?
You party animal, man.
He's
It's
just
crazy. He's the only one that actually did zero. Like literally, you've been to zero clubs already. I've only been to like 5.
Clubs?
The whole time
No.
I've been in LA.
No,
'Cause I don't.
never.
I don't drink alcohol, so it's like
yeah,
you know what's up? You never drink. People are
course
drunk.
not.
It's like it's only okay if you're drunk too.
yeah.
If you're not, it's hell. I hate drunk.
But one thing I always thought was funny was like all because you never really drink, but so many people over the years told me, either while they were drunk
I love you, bro.
or the next day, like I understand why you don't drink.
Oh.
So many phase, you know, some of the
I
guys.
hate
I love
the
you.
drunk
Like,
guy.
I hate like, no, like, or they'd wake up the next day like I never want to drink. Like it makes sense why you don't drink, and then like everyone goes back. It's part of the process, so I get it. But yeah, no, thankfully I didn't. But you're right. A lot happened when we moved to Newport, so things changed. It's not even. I don't even. I think it was all necessary. We all had to go through certain things. But so again, you want to make content, but it's not. It's just more for a passion. Like you actually want to make content.
I mean, I still play a lot of games too, so the gaming part of it's a lot, but it's more gonna be like it's not gonna be that I'm
Okay,
gonna try
but
to
okay,
scale, if
let's
that
take
makes
let's take
sense.
out that then. Let's take out content. Like you said, off camera. Like for me, I'll give an example. What I've thought recently, I never really knew what I want to do long term. Like I don't know. But what I think would be really fun is like an investment funds, like things like that, where people just like, like angel invest. I'm not saying myself. I don't have money like that to be a freaking massive angel investor. But like, that concept of like what's the word I'm looking for?
Like, let's explain the.
Okay, so for me, I never thought about it until recently, but like I would love to do something. I think I'd love to do something.
There's-
No, I would not want to be a VC.
Okay.
But something like that concept, having a pool of money from people, whatever, and like, okay, this idea is really sick. Put money into this, own a piece of it. You know, like I've seen so many cool ideas. Like I've seen, like, random different jobs.
You get some Saudis ready to put a big bag together, and you just like creatively direct where you put the money.
I don't
because
know,
You the space.
I-
You could bullshit that easy.
I
Send
never
out a pitch deck.
I never thought of it. Now I feel like I would have so much fun doing that. Because I have like friends that are engineers that will be like, dude, there's this idea I have to do like X, Y, and Z. I'm like, dude, that's a really good idea. Or I met these guys last weekend that like renovate houses, and they're like insane. They're Syrian. They came from Turkey. You know how they're just built different. Bro, these guys, they did a before and after of a house, and it was just like the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, man, there's just so many different businesses I see. I'm like, dude, there's probably so much money to make here. You always have ideas, right? We've been on the internet so long, like your brain automatically is finding a way to make this more interesting, right? You see some random thing and you're like, how can I make this more interesting, or how can you, or who do you know? We have such, thankfully we have a wide network where we can connect people.
I burned it all.
No, you still have it. Your phaser ain't at the end of the day.
No, but I'm always down to burn bridges. I just don't care.
So anyway,
I'll throw you out there. Like, I got money for you. I got 1 billion.
I hope
That's
so.
what's-
I thought about that recently. Again, I've had so many conversations about random products, and I'm like, dude, I feel like I can make this. I feel like I can add some spice to this to make it successful. So
I feel like I think about a lot of things too.
So that's
like,
why-
it's like either of this UI helper, how they can make that business
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
And it's like,
what made me interested in it is this concept of owning a bunch of phase crash. I realized having all my net worth basically in one company is a horrible way to live. So I'm like, if I can own a bunch of different products, Shark Tank, I guess, that kind of concept in some capacity. Anyways, that's something I'm like, yo, I actually think I would enjoy doing that. Because me, 5 years ago, I'm like, I want to work. I just want to retire. I don't want to work. But I actually, after not making videos and like being kind of out of the loop for a little, I realized, no, I need to do something. So long term, I think that's what I want to do. I feel now I want to do something like that where I'm able to just kind of dip into a lot of different things. What about, do you have anything like that in your head outside? Because you said you want to make more money off camera. Like, do you have like something that like I want to build X company, or like? Do you have anything-
yeah, of course I have those thoughts too. There's a lot of things that I feel like are coming that are going to be serious money printers, like a lot. It's going to get so easy for a lot of people. And I want to be ahead with a lot of stuff like that.
So you don't have anything specifically, or like?
I do, but I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to expose it. But I'm saying like, okay, so you want to just start random things, or do you want to like invest in similar to what I just said, or you want to like just keep building from scratch your own thing?
A mix of both for sure. There's certain things I want to start, and there's certain things I want to invest in. Like maybe, like potentially, depending on who's behind it. You
So
know?
you're just
I
trying.
care more about from watching a lot of Shark Tank, and I agree with the sentiment. I'd rather invest in people than certain businesses, because a lot of businesses look at FaZe like great business. Well, not really actually, but went to right because of the people that were involved. But
Yeah.
you invest in certain people.
It makes sense. So you think you're always going to be doing stuff like that, even when you're on the farm with the dogs?
No, but at that point, there's gonna be a certain point where I actually don't need as much money as I thought I did.
See, but this is the thing.
I get it though, but money you never know with money.
No,
So
but
that's why
even if
always need
even if
money
you
coming in,
don't,
and that's what I
but
understand.
what I realize, even that, let's say even if you're completely like
But
well
also,
off,
I don't know. Maybe
but-
I'll get bored of life. Maybe I'll actually get
and
bored
you're
and like I
gonna
want
wanna
to go.
do something. That's
Like
what,
there's
that's
a
what
reason.
I
I feel like there's a reason billionaires are still actively doing
That's
this
the
every
thing
day.
I was gonna say. I used to never understand. I'm like, bro, you just made 400 million. Why do you need to start a new
No,
company?
I've always wanted to do. I've never wanted to like f off that whole like move to an island and that's never been like a concept in my brain, ever.
Yeah.
I always want to be around doing, but I'm just saying to have to worry about putting, because I actually don't like putting myself in the position of money. Like I like making money, of course, who doesn't, right? But I'm not that desperate for it, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. No, it
Like
doesn't make
even
sense.
when I need, I'm not that desperate. It's weird. It's actually a bad
man,
habit.
I feel like
I'm not that
yeah,
desperate.
I mean, the only thing I care about money at all for is family. And I know you have the same
Yeah, of
sentiment,
course.
so makes sense. Well, I have the last question. I already know this answer. I know what you're gonna say, but I think it's good for you to keep reiterating why you posted that. I was gonna ask everyone, are you happy right now with where you're at? I already knew you were gonna say that. Yeah, and I know that's how you. I believe you too.
Yeah, I wake up like, oh my god, me again. Thank God. Every day. I'm blessed, bro. I was stuck in my bed for 3 years, just looking out the window, watching everyone walk. I'm like, you lucky.
I know we didn't really touch on that because I'm like, whatever. You've talked about it multiple times.
Yeah,
but
it's just like I have such a
a
different
quick
perspective. on
30-second rundown of that. You couldn't walk
We're
for.
gonna get mid
for
space.
years, yeah. And I was just like chopped. I'm still chopped.
But even
Forever
to this
chopped,
day,
but I'm
you,
blessed.
well, you texted me a couple days ago. I didn't know that. You're
Because
still.
there's
like-
nothing to talk about. Who cares? Like I've been paying this entire talk. Have I like once? Bro,
What is it called?
CRPS, Complex Regional Pain Syndrome,
So-
which essentially
so-
means we don't know. Sorry, that's all of it.
So can I just give a quick rundown?
Sure.
He had an incident and basically he passed out on your leg for what, 3 hours?
No, I don't know. That's
We don't know.
just like
Assuming
Yeah, I have no
hours where
idea.
the blood cut off to the leg and like
my leg was like this fat. I don't know if you can see, but it was like massive.
Oh,
and
that's
like it was
insane.
like I'll do this and everything would fall. I'd switch back, everything would fall the other way. There's like a memory foam pillow. That's finally when the doctors believed I was in pain.
That's
'Cause
crazy.
they wouldn't believe me.
That's insane.
was lying.
So he couldn't walk for years. You thought it was nerve damage. Thank God it wasn't.
I thought it was sciatica in the beginning.
But the doctors
Googling
thought it
all
could
these
be-
things.
yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's 100%. It's like
So
terrible nerve
so
damage.
he's walking now, thankfully. But you told me this last week. I didn't know, but you're still in pain
Yeah, all the
24/7.
time. But it's not like okay.
I mean, because
Imagine you had-
I came over. I remember coming over when you were rocking. Like you came over once we watched the box.
Imagine being in pain for 4 years.
No, I know, but I'm saying
Like eventually.
Can
you're
I just-
gonna,
can I
like, build a
describe what I
tolerance.
saw?
Yeah.
I came over. We watched Jarvis. Remember, was Jarvis
You know, people
watching?
think I faked it.
Bro, I watched it. I
It's
swear to God,
fucking
I actually
crazy.
like couldn't believe what I.
People
Because
think a lot
he
of
was
things.
literally. Like, I
Bigger
can't lay down,
pistol.
but laying down
Yeah.
and holding his knees, rocking the entire time.
Yeah,
he was
that's
just
why
out of
I
pain.
couldn't. If I had to go to the hospital, for example, which I always had to go, I always had to call a private ambulance. I couldn't.
Because he had to sit like in the
rock. What do you mean?
It's
I
crazy.
had a lot of room.
So that's that's why it's amazing to see obviously where you've recovered physically. But that's why I had a question
That makes
because I
you happy.
know now you look at life just way differently because you.
Like I'm gonna give you a crazy example, right? Like, say somebody like lost their parents, and then they kids like kind of were like still like very
One of it.
I don't know, like I feel like somewhere if you had a good perspective about it, like lose your family, but it's a blessing you get these kids and be there for them. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a happiness.
No, for sure. I
One
get
more
what you're
window.
saying.
You know, like
yeah.
it makes it that much better in a weird way because you lost it.
No
You
beeps, no
wouldn't
peeks, bro.
realize
Then
it
you
if
understand what you
didn't have it.
lost. Yeah, 100%.
So I'm saying it's like that's why I'm so like, bro.
Lovely.
And it's like so good because the things that used to matter are not even a concept. Like I generally take something bad happening to either my dog or mom to get me down.
Yeah.
Nothing else can really get me down. Like,
Yeah.
And like I just realized how much time I've spent being upset over small inconveniences that like it's just not worth it. I don't
No,
know. Even big inconveniences, I'm not tripping. Like the face stuff.
Yeah.
Big deal, we don't care.
Yeah.
We really don't care. It's a lesson. It's fine. Who cares? Money's
And,
everywhere.
Also, what else are you gonna do? It's your only option to accept certain things. But the way you're looking at it, not everyone does think that way. It takes a while to get there. You got there.
Here, I was in bed. Why me?
Yeah.
And then the second year was like, well, it is. Just figure it out.
Yeah, no, but still, even
Eventually
to do
you'll
that in
figure
year
it out.
2, even that shit, bro, that could take you 10 years to.
That's what I told you. on
Or
text.
never,
I said, God
yeah.
put me in bed to stop. You want to see what real is? And he like made me realize it too.
You don't want any praise to your face, but I always tell you, and I think it's especially where you were mentally, like for so many years.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I
even when you
appreciate
were
it.
on the top of the world in your eyes, right, with YouTube
You
and
don't
stuff.
feel good inside.
Yeah.
You have all this going on good for you outside, but on the inside. you
That's
don't
why.
feel good,
That's
you
why I
know?
like. I'm gonna ask this question to probably every guest, but that's why I like. I know when I'm asking it to you, I'm happy that I'm asking it because I know. I think I could confidently say you're happier now than you were when you were in.
Yeah, so even in 2022, I was happier than in my like I was still in way more pain, and I was losing money left and right from hospital bills because I had no insurance the whole time.
It was nice yapping with you, buddy.
Absolutely, I'm a certified yapper.
You are. A
Yap every day.
I'm a certified yapper, but you're
There's one
pretty
guy that
yappy,
replies
too.
to my stories every time I yap. He said, "Good yap." He just replies, "Good yap, good yap." I was like, "Wait, you really respect the yap?"
Brother,
so
you
I
know what
like it.
content you should make? You should just turn on the camera and start yapping for
Yo,
40
yo,
minutes.
we're playing
People do that,
spawns.
bro. People do that, and I know you don't want to make money, but do you know how much money people make off those videos?
Yalla today.
I've seen our
I'll
yap
make my yap
sessions.
channel today.
They're making like 50K a video, stuff like that. They just yap about finances for an hour.
Well, okay, finance. I don't
Yeah.
have to yap about. That's because most of them have the craziest, most godlike RPMs in the finance
No,
world.
I know.
That's what's cool about YouTube is it's niche based now,
Yeah,
based
yeah.
on the category.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
ads.
That's how they go in front of a whiteboard and they just start.
It makes sense. It's like people that are watching finance.
They
videos.
sit there, people taking notes.
Do you know how much I've heard? Like, I don't want to say he's like the biggest one though, but you know how much I heard is RPM? Like, I don't know if obviously not consistent, but at least at one point.
50, 75.
Maybe 100K
People get
views,
like
bro.
2,000 views and they make like more money than 90%.
Maybe
of
100K views is 7.5.
I'm gonna kill
Every
myself.
million views, 75 bands. That's
Anyways, it was a good yap session.
absolutely, my friend.
It's a weird arm shake because my arm's like not reaching. But yeah, I love you.
We
Thank
can
you.
hit the dog.
I had to start with you. You know, first episode.
That's the bicep thing, by the way.
I didn't hear what
So
you
we can hit the dog.
we have so many inside jokes that I love it. And we'll never say what happened on High Rise.
On high rise, you guys are never gonna know. I told one guy in DMs, but he's never gonna leak it.
He's not gonna leak it.
He's probably gonna leak it.
But it's always nice to yapping with you, buddy. We'll see you on the next one.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, brother.
Catch you on
Appreciate it.
Twitch soon.
Yes, sir.
That's what I've heard.
That's how I
the
get banned
rumor.
again.
That's the rumor.
We actually do have new merch this time. We have the new Comfort Colors tees for the Be Good to Yourself in fall colors like light green, brick, midnight, and multi-black. Find that and more at theovonstore.com. We also have some shows upcoming in Las Vegas, October 27th and 28th, Norfolk, Virginia, November 9, and Huntsville, Alabama, November 19, and Atlanta, Georgia, November 29 and 30th. You can get those tickets, all of them, at theovon.com/TOUR. Today's guest is out of St. Louis, Missouri, and we're happy to get to spend some time with her. She got everything going brazy, as they say. You're going to get to know her just like I am. We're down here in Miami spending some time with Sexy Red.
Where you get this candle from?
The candle? I think we got it from maybe Black and White. You know that store? Or no, it's I don't know. It's like I think a woman's store.
It smells good.
Oh yeah?
I love teakwood scent.
You like teak wood?
Yeah. That's like a
Dang.
man scent.
Yeah, it's kind of romantic.
Yeah, that's my favorite scent. Like candles or cologne or something, teakwood.
I don't know if I ever worn any teak wood. I should put some on sometime.
Yeah, it smells good.
Do you have a lot of candles at home?
I love candles.
Yeah. And what about like what else do you like to keep at home that makes you feel good?
I like candles, air freshener. I don't know, because when you clean up and then you light a candle and then you chill, it just seems
Yeah, it feels like you won, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice to see you today.
Thanks, nice to see
bedroom
you.
going
You look
top
lovely. Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
your success.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Your world's kind of changing, huh?
A lot. Yeah.
Is it kind of scary, some of it?
Yeah. I ain't used to all this.
Pushing short,
for
pushing
real.
short.
It be a lot. Tiring.
People don't realize, I think, your dreams, and then once you get your dreams, you still have to do your dreams.
Yeah, you still gotta chase them and stuff.
Yeah.
It be a lot of stuff. People don't know. Be a lot of food you gotta put into and stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of motion. Speaking of footwork, I saw people on the run from those floods. Did you see those floods they had in New York? You didn't see it?
When was the flood?
Oh, they got some wet ass pavement. Look at this shit.
Okay. Damn, when was this?
This is
I ain't never
today.
seen no flood in New York.
The Lord coming for everybody.
Nah, that's crazy.
You ever been in a natural disaster?
No, hell no. But where you from?
I'm from Louisiana.
I'm thinking you from Miami, because I know they be having a lot of shit like that down here.
Oh, I don't know. Well, we have hurricanes. What else do we have? Hurricanes. I guess rabies or something. I don't know if that's
Rabies?
or you ever seen like a dog and it bites somebody? And then
Yeah. They got a lot of rabies out there?
I'd say a decent amount.
Oh,
Not a
wow. I
ton.
ain't never seen nothing like that.
Yeah.
What happened if a dog bites you and they got rabies?
You get sick. You can't drink water, and then you die. You can die.
What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I ain't never heard no shit like that.
Rabies
That's
is
crazy.
real, honey. Yeah. it's
That's
real.
crazy. So people actually was getting bit by dogs and stuff down there?
Oh yeah.
That's a thing?
Yeah, I don't think it's super popular, but it's when I was a kid, it was real popular. You know.
I'm gonna have to look that up when I go home.
Well, just be
Rabies.
careful what you pet. You know, because some
Yeah.
of these dogs.
I don't even be playing like that.
Did you have any pets growing up?
Yeah.
What'd you have?
I had 2 dogs. Yeah. Not at the same time, but we had tried to get a dog. And you know how you young, you don't really take care of the dog. My mama done sold my dog with her on my back. I was hella mad. Came home from school, I'm like, where my dog?
Where my dog's at?
I still think about that, man. She dead wrong. She sold 2 of my dogs. Ain't tell me.
Damn, were you a bad owner though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to try. I was a kid though. I used to be trying, but it wasn't like I ain't know what I was doing. Like I remember I had took a string. It was a thin string. And I used to walk my dog on the string, and the little thing. Now I'm thinking about that mother probably was just choking him, and he was stuck all in his hair. I ain't know what I. I didn't know what I was doing. I thought I was doing something, man.
You was trying though.
Yeah, I was trying.
That's the effort you put in.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I was talking. Well, YG came on the show, and I was asking him. I said, "Who's the lady who's doing well in the rap?" And he said, he said, "Sexy Rig on Brazy."
I seen that interview.
That's what he said.
You funny.
He is funny.
No, I said you funny.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, he's funny too. He's kind of quiet though.
Yes.
I think he's a little quiet, but he was nice though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw you and I was like, oh, I need to talk to this lady.
Period. Thanks for having me. I appreciate that.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
So you grew up in St. Louis. I know that. You said your mom was at home. What else was it like?
I got siblings and stuff. It was cool. Like I had a cool little childhood. It was fun, but you know, like being in a single parent household, you don't get all the stuff you want and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I got a lot of hand-me-downs when I was growing up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like uniforms, shoes, all that. But I don't know. That's just how it is dealing with a single parent.
Dude, my mom dated this guy. He was like a mechanic or something for a while, and then 2 years later, I'm wearing his shit.
Not the mechanic cloth.
It said Mr. Mike on the pocket.
Is you for real?
Yeah, I swear to God. I hit like a growth spurt, and he was gone, and I was still wearing his shit. Yeah,
that's funny.
I felt like I was employed. I wasn't. I was just in 9th grade.
And he had it was a mechanic shirt.
Yeah, he worked at like a.
And he was wearing it like it was a shirt.
Yeah, it was kind of cool, but still, we just had it, and it made me. And then my mom got upset because I guess things didn't end well between them or whatever. But
she got mad.
Yeah. She's like, why you got his shit? I was like, well, we still had,
Oh, dead.
But I was happy to have it. Did your mom date when y'all were growing up? What was that like?
Yeah, she used to date, but not like that. But I did have a stepdaddy, like for a while, but he had got killed like, when he was younger. Yeah, they was doing together for 7 years, and it was like somebody we looked up to. He changed our life for real.
Really?
Yeah, he turned us up. He used to take us like out of town shopping. He had all cars. He just was like fun, like a fun parent.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was so nice. That was my stepdaddy. Yeah.
And how did he pass away?
He got killed.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Just in a neighborhood or something?
He had a house and they came. Thank you. He had a house and they came and knocked on his door and killed him. His friend, they backdoored him. Yeah.
Damn. And so does that kind of stuff happen a lot, like in the hood or the trenches? People say that a lot. Is it really that scary?
Yes. Them the people you gotta look out for, like your friends or people cool with you. Cause them be the ones that's easier to come kill you. Like, you gotta watch out for an enemy, so you're not gonna let the enemy near you.
Right.
It be your friends, the ones you gotta really look out for.
That's the snake.
Mm-hmm. It's big out there where I'm from though. Like everybody get killed by their friends.
Gosh, dang it.
Yeah, back dog.
I wouldn't. I don't know if I would have any. I'd just make friends online then.
So online, you can't trust them. They be crazy.
Oh, that's true, but still.
You don't know who you meet online, man.
You can't get shot on Zoom though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't get popped off over FaceTime,
Yeah.
So what about whenever like you started dating? I know you talk a lot about, I've heard you talk about anyway, that you have a boyfriend that's in prison, right?
No, I ain't got no boyfriend.
Oh, you don't?
No, that's my baby daddy.
Oh, you
It's not the end of the world, especially with us getting the Instagram back, but ultimately, yeah, it would make a lot of sense for us to get rid of it.
If someone gave you a $3 million offer, right now, $3 million now.
I think that would be a small loss. Like that would be a couple $100,000 less than what we spent on it. That being said, if I could just get away from it right now, maybe, because
Well, you spent $4 million on it or
I
less?
think it was like 3.3 million.
3.3. Oh,
Although
okay.
I titled the YouTube video of me touring at $5 million mansion, which I guess was, or a warehouse, which I guess was hyperbole. I don't even remember consciously exaggerating that, but yeah.
Okay, so you sell it at a $300,000 loss.
If that
Right
was the
now.
only offer that I had, and the other version of this was me waiting a year to see if maybe I could get a better offer, yeah, I guess that would be interesting. And I wouldn't consider that to be a huge loss because think about how much utility we've gotten out of it over the course of the past 3 years. $300,000, $100 grand per year, eight grand per month. That's pretty pretty good deal if I got to use that space
Yeah.
for the equivalent of $8 grand a month.
Yeah, and people like to say, well, when you responded to Tony Yayo and said how renting is actually cheaper than owning, you're not talking about the equity in the property. And I'm like, you don't know if you're going to have any equity when it's time for you to sell. Okay, if you spend all 30 years there, then yes, you'll probably have some equity. But if you're like most humans that might sell after 5 years or 8 years, you don't know where the market is. Like right now, selling at this very moment, people are looking for deals because of what's happening in the stock market.
Right.
People understand there's not as much cash out there. People are taking losses. It's a grim future. People are trying to get it. People like you are trying to get out and taking multi-$100,000 losses because they're choosing to sell right now. You're not guaranteed a profit in property every time like people like to think.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
for sure.
It's not. This is why a lot of times even spending $15,000, $20,000 a month makes more sense than actually buying a multi-million-dollar, retail or commercial or private property. So you're learning that. I've learned that in the past. It is what it is.
At one point, it rained really, really bad, and the drains were clogged outside my house. And so water got into my house and fucked up the wood flooring. And we ended up having to have our entire floor torn up in order to fix this water damage. If we didn't have insurance, it would have cost us something like $90,000. And, this is not something that we could have seen coming when we bought this house. And it's something that we wouldn't have had to pay for or deal with in any way if we had just rented a spot. Now, that being said, our mortgage for my house is something like $8 grand a month split between me and my wife. And, if we were to,
Wait. You and your wife split the mortgage?
yeah, we bought it together.
But you guys, out of each of your personal accounts, you guys pay half?
Yeah.
Really?
What?
Okay.
You thought I
that's
would just pay
interesting.
for it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Why would you?
I mean, that would be a very nice gift for me to have given to my wife to be like, hey, you're not going to be paying the mortgage, but we chose to invest in it together. I guess we view it as an investment.
But you're married, so it kind of doesn't matter. It's joint property anyways, unless you have a prenup. But
Right.
even with the prenup, you bought it after the prenup, so the prenup wouldn't apply to it.
Exactly, yeah.
Unless you say it was bought separately with company funds that are your company, which doesn't sound like you've done any of this stuff. So basically, it's community property anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter who pays for it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
But that's interesting that you guys are doing that. I'm not saying it's good or bad.
Right.
I'm just saying it's interesting you guys are doing it.
I don't even think it was never discussed or never even considered that we wouldn't handle it like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's interesting. So, which of you makes more money?
That's a good question.
Because she has her own OnlyFans, right?
She does.
That's hers.
She's definitely one of the biggest girls on there, yeah.
Okay, so she has a personal OnlyFans. Then there's a Plug Talk, which is both of you.
Plugtalk.com, yeah.
That's both of you. So that has an OnlyFans as well. So, which OnlyFans makes more money?
That's a good question. But I shall not reveal the answer.
You
to
shall
that at
not
this
reveal.
time.
You can tell me, but you have to kill me.
But what I will say though is that there's been times in which, like when we bought the house, she was making way more money than me. Fast forward to the pandemic, 2 years after we buy it, I'm making way more than her. Fast forward to now, it's probably closer to the same. But yeah, there's definitely been a lot of ups and downs as time goes by because that I couldn't have seen coming. Like when we bought the house, I didn't even want to buy it. I said, we have this condo. Let's just stay in the condo. I don't want to get out of here. I feel great here. And she was more concerned with owning something. And as time goes by, Jumper was killing it for a while. Like to be real though, her OnlyFans has been unbelievably consistent over the years. She's just so smart with her money, and her overhead is very, very low. Compared to something like No Jumper with like 10 employees,
So when Ruby Rose says that she makes $400,000 on OnlyFans in a bad month,
Right.
real or clout chasing?
It strikes me as if it could possibly be inflated a little bit, but that being said, she's mega famous and beloved, so I'll give it to her that could be accurate,
Okay.
maybe. I don't know. It's also it's in the OnlyFans girl code to throw some sauce on those numbers.
You
know,
gotta do it.
I mean, it's just
Throw an extra zero.
they
you
all know how valuable it is to be seen as somebody who has this incredibly valuable product on their OnlyFans. So it's like, if I found out that Ruby Rose makes $200K a month and she's out here saying she makes $400K on a bad month, I wouldn't be surprised and I wouldn't hold it against her. It's all marketing.
Well, Big U and the whole Rolling 60s indictment. And this is pretty much like in your backyard.
Yeah.
All this is happening. I know Big U. I've always been cool with Big U. I've said this over and over again.
They see loose.
Like if you've just started your coaching business or you're starting soon, you probably have a whole bunch of
and Brick Baby both on a podcast together the night before, and did that make them want to hurry up and do the RICO a little bit earlier? It's possible. But that being said, it's not like this was a street thing that Wack knew about. It was like Wack knew about it only in the sense that he heard stuff from someone associated with the victim. So Big U actually caught an additional charge for intimidating witnesses or something along those lines, because he made an Instagram video off his wife's phone right before he turned himself in which he was talking into the camera, and he said, like, y'all don't talk to these people. He basically blamed Lovejoy and Wack for getting him caught up, which is kind of silly.
Then, in 1974, he divorced his first wife, Shirley Nylander, then married Linda Brewer. Interestingly, they had to have a second wedding in 1976 because his divorce hadn't been finalized in 74. Overall, Yates was seen as a family man and respected member of his community, but soon enough it would be apparent that all this was a front. Between 1975 and 1998, he murdered at least 16 women, mostly sex workers and drug addicts, using a .25 caliber handgun. He shot his victims in the head and left their bodies with plastic bags over their heads. This came to light because during the late 1990s, a task force had investigated a series of unsolved murders in Spokane, and surveillance and witness reports pointed to a pattern, though it hadn't led to a suspect yet. What turned the scales was when in 1999, Yates' wife Linda reported that he returned home at 6:30 a.m. with blood in the van. Strange, because he had been taking out their daughter to work. Yates claimed it was from hitting a dog, but Linda later recalled he cleaned it a lot, including a blood-stained cushion, which she found suspicious. The suspicion and everything else then led to September of 1999, when detectives finally visited Yates' home, having circled in on him. He agreed to an interview on September 15th, where he denied soliciting prostitutes and refused to provide a DNA sample, citing the invasive nature of the request for a family man. Things weren't quite over yet, because the next year, a survivor came forward with critical information, and one thing led to another, and DNA from Jennifer Joseph's murder, one of the victims, linked Yates to the crime. Also, apparently his white Corvette was seen near several crime scenes. Yates was finally arrested, and then he confessed to killing 13 women. In 2002, he was sentenced to death. He filed a restraint petition, but in 2013, the Washington Supreme Court dismissed it. Yates had compared his sentence to Gary Ridgway's, another killer, arguing his confession deserved a life sentence. In 2018, he sort of got his wish because his death sentence was commuted to life without parole. He remains incarcerated at the Washington State Penitentiary. Oregon, the killer who kept his victims' shoes. In the late 1960s, a series of disturbing murders in Oregon led investigators to a guy named Jerome Henry Brudos, better known as Jerry Brudos. Born January 31st of 1939, Brudos had a strained relationship with his mother and developed a fixation on women's shoes from a young age. At just 5 years old, for instance, he reportedly stole a pair of high heels from a neighbor. This obsession grew into a dangerous crime pattern, and at 17, after abducting and assaulting a young girl, Jerome Brudos was arrested and sent to the Oregon State Hospital for a 9-month psychiatric evaluation. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia, but Gowerly for a psychiatric evaluation. Fast forward to years later, between 1968 and 1969, women like Linda Slauson, Jan Susan Whitney, Karen Sprinker, and Linda Haley appeared in the Portland and Salem areas, and as you might guess, it later came to light that it was all thanks to Brudos. Brudos apparently lured them into his home, where he strangled and photographed their bodies, often keeping trophies such as shoes and body parts. He sometimes lived in his garage, where he set up a pulley system for photo shoots. Pretty messed up overall, but something that was found suspicious is that his wife claims she knew none of it, as she had been forbidden from entering the garage without his permission. Anyway, Brudos was arrested in May of 1969, when the police began suspecting him after 3 college students reported strange phone calls from a man claiming to be a Vietnam veteran. Following a thorough investigation, he was directly linked to at least 4 murders, to which he actually confessed in detail. He got sentenced to life and remained incarcerated until his death in 2006 from liver cancer. He had been the longest serving inmate in Oregon at the time. California, the scorecard killer. What if I told you there's a man who hunted young men for over a decade, keeping a twisted score of his victims like trophies? Yep, that happened. And the man in question is Randy Stephen Kraft, also known as the scorecard killer. He literally terrorized California, Oregon, and Michigan from 1972 to 1983, and though convicted of 16 murders, authorities suspect that he may have killed as many as 51 people. And as for the nickname Scorecard Killer, he earned it after investigators discovered a list of 61 cryptic entries, each believed to reference a victim. Born in Long Beach in 1945, Kraft grew up in a slightly dysfunctional but okay family. He had a distant father, 3 older sisters, and a loving mother. As a teenager, he excelled academically and was involved in politics, even aspiring to become a U.S. senator. However, he also struggled with his sexual orientation, which he kept secret until late in life. Also, for the most part, his life seemed pretty normal until his first known offense occurred in 1987. He assaulted a 13-year-old boy. A year later, he is suspected to have begun killing, with the first victim said to be Wayne Joseph Duquette, who went on and developed an M.O. His victims were typically boys and young men, often picked up hitchhiking or lured from gay bars. Many were tortured, mutilated, and left near freeways, leading to his second nickname, the Freeway Killer. About 13 years later, in 1983, he was finally arrested with a body in his car. Investigators uncovered damning evidence, including photographs and the coded scorecard that I just mentioned. His trial began in September of 1988, lasting 13 months and becoming Orange County's most expensive. And interestingly, although expected, despite overwhelming evidence, his defense had denied him being responsible for any of the murders. On May 12th of 1989, though, he was found guilty of 16 murders and sentenced to death on November 29th that same year. As of 2024, he remains on death row at the San Quentin State Prison. Alaska, Israel Keys. Israel Keys, born on January 7, 1978 in Richmond, Utah, grew up in isolation in Washington State, where he exhibited violent tendencies early on in life. Stuff like hunting animals, committing arson, and even torturing pets. His family's involvement in the white supremacist Christian Identity Church further influenced his behavior negatively. Anyway, later on, after serving in the US Army, Keys went on to settle in Alaska, where he started a construction business but then secretly engaged in violent crimes, including burglaries, arson, and bank robberies across the country. Also, Keys apparently had a fascination with other serial killers at this time of his life. He, for instance, admired Ted Bundy and Dennis Rader, and even studied their methods in detail. That's how he got into his murderous sprees. His confirmed victims include Samantha Koenig, an 18-year-old barista, whom he abducted in 2012 from a coffee stand in Anchorage, Alaska, and Bill and Lorraine Courier, a couple he murdered in Vermont in 2011. He also left behind a kill kit containing weapons and ammunition, littered across several states, including New York. While he confessed to some murders, the extent of the crimes remain uncertain. He's suspected of killing other individuals, such as Julie Harris and Deborah Feldman. The FBI also investigated Keys' possible ties to disappearances across multiple states, including a potential link to the Boca killer and missing people in Florida and Texas. While in jail, Keys committed with a razor blade. This was in December of 2012. Later on, the FBI released 11 drawings of skulls and a pentagram, all which he had drawn in blood. They believed it had something to do with a number of his victims. No one knows for sure though. Idaho, Joseph Edward Duncan III. Born on February 25, 1963 in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, Duncan grew up in a military family that moved frequently. His childhood had already been filled with instability, and after his parents divorced in 1983, life took an even darker turn. Actually, his descent into darkness had already begun at a younger age due to the instability, but it wasn't until he was about 15 that it all erupted. This was when he committed his first known crime, essaying a 9-year-old boy at gunpoint in 1978. This act of violence set the stage for what would be a long history of criminal behavior. In 1980, for instance, he abducted and essayed a 14-year-old boy, leading to a 20-year prison sentence. After serving 14 years, he was released on parole in 1994, but the darkness within him was far from extinguished. While living in the Seattle area, for example, he was accused of even more crimes, including the disappearances of 2 young girls, 11-year-old Samieja White and her half-sister, 9-year-old Carmen Cubius, who vanished on July 1996. Their remains were discovered in 1998, but Duncan wasn't charged for these crimes at the time. Then he would go on to kill 10-year-old Anthony Martinez in Beaumont, California. On April 4th, while playing outside, Anthony was lured by Duncan, who spun a tale about him missing cat and abducted him. After a 2-week search, Anthony's body was found in Indio, California, bound with duct tape. In 2005, Duncan's criminal past caught up with him after he was charged with again essaying 2 boys in Minnesota. Somehow though, after posting bail, he disappeared. Just a month later, other murders would come up in relation to him. I'm talking about the brutal murders of Brenda Groen, her boyfriend Mark McKenzie, and her son Slade, who were discovered in Idaho. Her children, Dylan and Shasta, were also missing. A nationwide search led to Shaw's rescue on July 2nd when she was spotted at a Denny's in Duncan. Dylan's body was found days later in Montana. All that, however, caught up with him, and with enough evidence, he was arrested. His confessions tied him to other abductions, and he was sentenced to death in 2008. Nevada, the Casanova case. Paul John Knowles, born April 25th of 1946 in Orlando, Florida, was raised in foster homes and incarcerated by 19. After being released from Florida's Ryford prison in 1974, he flew to San Francisco to be with Angela Kovic, but she ended their engagement. In anger, Knowles claimed to have killed 3 people that night, though this was never verified. In July of 1974, he escaped from a Florida detention center after a bar fight and began a 4-month killing spree across the U.S. His first victim was Alice Curtis, whom he bound and gagged and who sadly choked on her ventures. He also allegedly murdered 2 young girls, Lillian and Millette Anderson, and continued his rampage through Ohio, Nevada, and Alabama, claiming at least 10 lives. Notably, he kidnapped, tied up, gagged, and R-worded radio copywriter Barbara Maybe Abel in Alabama, but spared her after she offered to help him tell his story. Knowles' spree ended on November 17th of 1974 when he was captured by Vietnam War vet David Clark in Georgia. On December 18th, while being transported, Knowles tried to escape grabbing a sheriff's handgun. The attempt was thwarted when Agent Ronnie Angel shot and killed him. Missouri. Joseph Paul Franklin, the racist killer. This is a truly disturbing story, one that weaves together murder, racism, twisted ideology, and a nationwide killing spree. It's the story of a man by the name James Clayton Vaughn Jr. from Mobile, Alabama. Born on April 13, 1950, Franklin had a rough start. His childhood was marked by severe abuse and neglect, with his father, for example, abandoning the family when he was 8. As he grew older, his anger and resentment grew, leading him to racist ideologies, first through evangelical Christianity and Nazism. This Paul Franklin, honoring Paul Joseph Goebel, Franklin. By the late 1970s, Franklin had began his brutal crimes. Using a sniper rifle, his first victims were an interracial couple in Wisconsin in 1977. His spree continued across 11 states. He bombed a synagogue in Tennessee, yes, bombed, narrowly avoiding mass casualties, and in Wisconsin, he shot and killed 2 men, Alphonse Manning Jr. and Tony Schwen. His killing continued with more murders, including the targeted shooting of Gerald Gordon near a synagogue in Missouri, which he would later confess to. He also targeted and shot a public figure, Larry Flint, leaving him paralyzed. And in Utah, he murdered 2 black men. In 1980, Franklin was arrested in Florida after being linked to these multiple murders. Convicted and sentenced to life, he was also sentenced to death for Gerald Gordon's murder in Missouri. Despite appeals, Franklin was executed by lethal injection on November 20th of 2013 at 63. His execution was notable as Missouri used a single drug lethal injection method for the first time, in response to the European Union's export ban on execution drugs that would have otherwise been used in that case. Arizona, the serial shooters Dale Hosner and Samuel Diedemann. Imagine living in a city where you could simply be gunned down without and not by your enemies you have beef with, just random people shooting other people. That was the sort of terrifying reality in Phoenix, Arizona between 2005 and 2006. A spree of random shootings by Dale Hosner and Samuel Diedemann paralyzed the city for 14 months, fueled by methamphetamine. They committed drive-by shootings targeting pedestrians and animals, killing at least 8 and injuring 19. They also set fires, causing millions in damages. Initially thought to be the work of a single gunman, it became clear by 2006 that Phoenix had 2 killers, Hosner, a 33-year-old custodian and boxer, and Diedemann. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that last name incorrectly, but sorry if your last name is Diedemann. A petty criminal from Minnesota, who together randomly shot victims, including Nathaniel Schaffner, who was killed while protecting his dog. The investigation broke through when Diedemann's friend, Ron Horton, came forward, revealing Diedemann had apparently confessed to him about the whole thing. On August 3rd of 2006, both men were arrested. Hosner's brother, Jeff, was also implicated, having assisted in stabbing and shooting. He was sentenced to 25 years. Hosner was convicted of 6 murders and some other charges and sentenced to death. He was found unresponsive in his cell on March 30th, 2013. Diedemann, on the other hand, was sentenced to life. He admitted to at least 2 of the murders. Montana. He killed 4 people in 4 months. This one starts in a homeless shelter in Minnesota, Montana, where a man named Ronald James Ward was trying to start over. He was quiet and kind to kids, and even worked as a football coach, but he had apparently had a history of heavy drug use, failed jobs, and a dysfunctional childhood. He once described his childhood as, quote, 8 stepmothers and a father who gave his wife syphilis, end quote. Ward was spiraling out of control control, bouncing across states, drinking moonshine, and drifting aimlessly. Now, here's the thing. In a period of 4 months, coinciding with this time he was drifting, 4 people were killed across the country, and it all came back to Ward. The whole thing began with Kristen Lorite, a 25-year-old from New Jersey on her way to California. She stopped her van at an area to let her dogs run. Ward, high on heroin, spotted her, pulled over, and spotted her. He was found stabbed down her neck and dumped behind a rest stop. Her sundress was torn off, and maybe rather heartwarmingly, sad, it was her dogs that led police to her body. By December, Ward was in California, where he killed Jackie Travis, and then Sheila Polly, a 32-year-old mother. Polly was seen with Ward before she vanished. Ward was said and confessed to pursuit of murder, but the other killings remained.
Baby daddy's in prison.
Yeah, we're not together though. That's just my friend.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
What was it like whenever you first started dating and stuff like that? Do you remember like the first date you ever went on?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the first date I went on. Is you talking about like the first day ever in my life?
Yeah, like yeah, I think so. Like
I remember my first date. I went to McDonald's. Yeah, I was young though, and we just went to McDonald's, got some little McChickens and fries and stuff, and we was like chilling. And that was my first boyfriend.
really? Y'all sat inside or outside?
We was sitting in the car, but it was like a day. Like we was like, it was my friend and her little boo, cause they was friends, and then me and my friend.
And who had the car? One of the dudes?
No, my friend, my homegirl had the
Oh,
car.
dang.
Yeah, she went to go pick them up, and then
That's feminism right there. That's girls changing the game if women are picking you up.
I know, but it's like that where I'm from. Like the girls is the ones that get money.
They're brave, huh?
Yeah, they get the money.
They're hard workers.
The niggas live off the girls.
Oh, dang. Are they doing that?
Yeah, that's a big thing out there.
And when do you think it's just, why do they do that? I think they just trying to take it too easy, or it's just part of the culture.
I think girls is like the real hustlers out there. Like the dudes be trying to hustle, but they always say it's easier for us to make money. They be like, it's easier for girls. Y'all can go sell some coochie. Y'all can do that. Boys be nice to y'all, but us, we gotta get it how we live. You know.
Yeah.
It is kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like girls got it easier than boys?
Sometimes I think these days with like women can do, I guess if you want to do like OnlyFans, stuff like that.
Or be a stripper.
Or be a
like,
stripper, that's true. My mom's from the Midwest and she's hard working,
I'm from
right?
the Midwest.
Yeah.
Where your mama from?
She's from Illinois. She's from like outside of Peoria.
For real?
Yeah, but she's always been a hard worker. That's
Period.
the hardest working man I've ever known is my mother. That's what I always say.
Man, that's how it be. That's how it was with my mama. Like, she was a real hustler for real. Like, when I ain't had my stepdaddy, she was the one working and stuff. And then even after he died, like, I could tell it was hard on her, but like, she was just like the man of the house type stuff.
Yeah, my mom she drives for Amazon. She does like deliveries, you know?
Yeah.
She used to deliver newspapers when I was young and she fucking throw them bitches, boy.
I'm dead.
Bro, one of her arms was so big, bro.
For real?
I said, don't
You
hit
lying.
I said, don't hit me with
You
that.
was lying.
I said, don't hit me with that newspaper
So she got
arm.
stronger with one of her arms?
Yeah, that bitch was big.
You
boy. That bitch
lying.
she was pretty, it was pretty big, yeah.
Dang, that's kind of tight though.
And that's the one I knew if I was misbehaving a little bit, I would get this one. I didn't want to get over
So
the
that's the one she was throwing the mail with.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy. That's tight.
She would throw him out the window.
That's tight.
Dude, I remember my mom got a new car one time. She got like it was called a Dodge Neon, right? And we were so excited, man. Me and my brother, we went and slept in the car that night.
Really?
Yeah,
That's what's up.
because it was just so clean in there.
Period.
Yeah.
That's how I be.
Yeah.
How old was y'all though?
We were probably,
Y'all was young.
yeah, maybe 9 or 11 or something.
Oh, that's cute. You know how when you're older and you get a new car, you just want to sit in there all day. Even when you done driving, you just sit in there and listen to music.
Yeah.
Anything, drinking.
The plane, I like being on, someone on an airplane, I don't even want to get off. Let me just stay on the plane.
For real?
Yeah, just like, I just want to sit in here. It's peaceful.
So you like planes?
When it lands, when we get there. Sometimes I don't
And
wanna
everybody
get out.
getting off.
Yeah. I'm
I'll be
like,
the
bye.
last one getting
Me
off.
too. I said, bye,
I
everybody.
do that too. They be like, you need help? I'm like, go ahead.
Yeah, I need you to leave me alone.
Right.
That's what I need.
That's oh God. I be the last one getting off. Every time.
So you went on a date, y'all went to McDonald's, and was that like your first love, you think, or no?
Yeah, it was my
It
first
was.
love. Yeah.
I miss that's one thing I miss about like growing older is sometimes I try and replicate that same thing that happened when I was a kid. I can't, you can't really do it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like that feeling.
Oh,
But I was dumb though. I was
Really?
dumb, yeah. You know how you got a first relationship, you don't really know how relationships go. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah, you don't know anything that's going
yeah,
on.
you don't know nothing, so you new to all this kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah,
you
you're
can get
dumb.
lied to. You don't even know when you getting lied to, cause like it's like I'm new to the I ain't never had no boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to be.
He was a
older.
bad boyfriend.
When I got older, I realized I was like, dang, I was letting him do me like that, and I didn't know. I used to be dumb just believing him. I couldn't believe how dumb I was.
Well, I think part of being in that kind of love is you have to almost be. We almost have to be dumb in a way. In a way, we're dumb, like not in a bad way, but like we're naive.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know, it's like it's almost like a beautiful type of dumb, really,
Yeah.
because you want to be in love so bad you're willing to believe anything.
Yeah, my mama couldn't stand him either.
Your mom didn't like him? Damn.
Cause he was older than me, and she just like, you know how your parents know the person ain't right for you.
Yeah.
So she didn't like him. Cause I didn't know. I'm just thinking like, trying to take up for him and stuff. She like, no, that ain't how I go. But I didn't know that though, cause this my first relationship.
Yeah, you think he's the Denzel Washington.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
like I just was like,
He's a
forgiving.
hero.
I was forgiving him for dumb stuff, and my mama would be like, no, that's wrong. Yeah,
My girlfriend, I remember, she was strong, boy.
she was.
God, she was.
Was she experienced or something?
I don't know, but she was stronger than me.
Which means
She was.
physical or like?
Yeah, she was pretty physical. She played, I think, maybe baseball. You
For
know,
real?
she was, and the bus would come and pick us up at the end of school, and she would. My brother and his friends, they were at the older school, so they would already be on the bus.
Yeah.
And they come pick me up, and she would pick me up and fucking kiss me
Stop
goodbye.
playing. How old was you?
I don't know, not old enough to tell her, don't put me down, you know?
For real, you were
Yeah.
just letting her do it.
I didn't know. It was the first girl that liked me, so I was just so
I'm
excited.
dead.
Yeah.
Was she was older than you? Or?
She was 1 year older. But at that time, that's a lifetime older. When you're in
you
seventh
young.
grade, somebody's in eighth grade, that's another universe.
Yeah, my boyfriend, he was like, I was 16, he was 17. So to my mama, there was something major. She like, he experienced and
Yeah.
he just like dumb to the situation.
Yeah, he's thinking about sex, probably. He's thinking about.
He was in the streets too. He was bad.
Oh,
Selling
really?
drugs and stuff, yeah.
Oh, damn.
He was bad.
And did you have to be good?
Hell no. Hell no. I think we used to be smoking together.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of romantic, though.
Yeah, I like it.
We didn't have a lot of because I grew up in, our town was pretty much just kind of black and white children. And a lot of the black girls was more experienced, I think.
What you mean?
They just were more, I was always like intimidated by them.
Really? They was
Ye-
grown.
Yes. They'd have one girl asked me for child support one time in the 8th grade.
What?
I'm not even kidding.
Like, how
yeah.
you know about all that in eighth
That's
grade?
what I said.
That's how it be though. In them households,
It
them
seemed
black
too
households.
real, some of them.
Yeah, that's how it be though. When you growing up in a black household, you kind of learn stuff fast because you probably got older siblings or older cousins,
Yeah.
and they just teach the young kids like early. It be like that.
Yeah, and if your parents aren't home, you just learning from the streets. You learn from whoever's around. Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't good though.
We were always learning, I guess, sometimes good stuff, but mostly just trouble. You find more trouble, I think, if your parents are working.
Yeah.
Where did your mom work at?
She was a nurse.
Oh, really?
Yes, she used to be at work all day. All she wore was scrubs and Crocs every day, all day. I was like, man, I can't wait to get some money. I'm gonna buy my mama some new clothes. I'm gonna do this. Cause I just hated seeing her wear the same clothes every day.
Oh, yeah.
And I know she didn't really have it. Like she'd spend her last on us, but still be wearing the same scrubs. Like that was her really like an outfit. I hated it. I used to be feeling bad for her.
She loved y'all, huh? And does she still lives in St. Louis?
Yeah, no, she lived with me.
She does?
Well, we got a house in Miami.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. She quit working?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard her.
You hired her, yeah.
Yeah,
Just hired her to be your mother. That's the best thing.
exactly. She can chill, watch her grandkid, you know.
Yeah, you have a child, right? And his name Chucky? That's a good name for him.
It's not his real name.
It isn't?
No, his real name Charles.
Yeah, but Chucky kind of... Well, Chucky's another sexy red, if you know Chucky, the little doll.
It matched his personality.
It does it really?
Yes, everybody that meet him be
He
like,
wild, he got a shank on him?
he's bad.
Dang.
My son bad. It's not even funny. Like he better than the other kids I know. Everybody that me,
Yeah.
he gonna put up the Chucky down.
He ain't
That's
that
him.
bad, huh?
It look a little like him too.
Oh, come on.
I'm not even playing. Like everybody that meet my son be like, he act like a real Chucky. He's bad.
He acts like he's been here before, huh?
Yeah, he do. He grown.
Some children are like that.
Yeah, my mom be like, this the baby, he's 22. And if I call him a baby, he only 2. He be looking at other little kids, he be like, that's a baby. And they be his age. And then I tell him, come on, baby. He be like, I'm not baby, I'm big boy.
Damn, he riding, huh?
Yeah, you got kids?
I don't have any yet. I gotta find a wife, yeah.
A wife. So you ain't no wife, that's a kid.
I think I want a wife. I guess I could just get a baby mama, but I've never thought about that really. Is that, you think it's a better way to do it?
I mean, if you want to get it over, like, you don't got to be married to the person you have kids with, because, I don't know, it could just be like a good friend of yours. Y'all have kids together. Y'all still got that friendship bond and just help each other with the baby sometimes. Type
Yeah.
stuff. You know?
I've thought about that because sometimes it seems like almost a better relationship because then you don't have to have the relationship involved. If you both know you're going to want to care about a child together, then you can do that.
But it's cool, too, if you can have a family, too, because that's fun. Like,
I
family
think
time.
it'd be fun, yeah.
Yeah, so a wife with a kid is not bad, but it's not bad also if you was to have a kid with somebody that you, like, in love with or something. That ain't bad.
Yeah. I think part of me, I think I got to get a better relationship just with myself still.
Yeah.
And
And you got to find the right person, too. You can't just be having babies with just, yeah.
I've been thinking about it.
Got to
So,
make sense.
I think it'll happen sometime in the next couple of years, but
For real.
yeah, I got to pray about it too. Make sure I get sent somebody that I'm going to also be able to be good to because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Period. I'm glad you think like that because everybody don't think like that.
Yeah, I think it's hard in this world too. Everybody gets so caught up.
Yeah,
You
for
know?
real, though.
This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Yep. Sex, people are doing it. You can do it if you want. And if you have trouble doing it, that's okay. There's a lot of people that have. Christopher Columbus apparently had trouble. And it's everywhere now. Even in the desert, people are struggling to get erect. But you can bring the heat in the bedroom thanks to Blue Chew. It's a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra. Hey, girl. But in chewable tablets is delivered right. Link in the description out there, right? Jugs. What's one of your first videos? Jug.
It's called Slide.
Right.
Yep, Slide.
Right. The one where you're in the neighborhood with the gun.
Nah, that's 1,000 Jugs. That was my second video shoot.
That's it's hilarious and it's perfect. But isn't it crazy how if you just try something, how big it can get? Does that amaze you almost kind of?
Yes, because I wasn't trying to rap. Like, I was just doing something. Like, the first song I made, people was telling me, go to the studio and make a song. And then I just really did it just to do it for me and my friends. Then everybody heard it and was like, send me this song. And then they was just sending it around the city. Then they wanted to start playing on the radio, booking me for parties. I'm like, what the fuck? Then I didn't make no songs after that. I just was like, I was making little songs, but they was just strictly for me and my friends. And then that's when they just like really started booking me. It's like, you a rapper now. I'm like, I'm a rapper. I didn't know I was no rapper. So that's how they came about. Then sometimes I won't even do songs. He gonna put it.
Yeah, she's pretty. That's you.
Oh my God, that's a mess.
You're beautiful.
Oh Lord, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I look the mess.
You're a pretty young lady. I mean, the pistol, you know, as long as the safety's on that thing, I'll pull up.
Yeah, you funny. Thank you.
Yeah, that's nice. So then when did it start to shift where it really started to like, where people started to be like, oh, this is intriguing. I want to know more. Like, when did it start to kind of shift?
On that video, it was going viral. And then I had a third song called Chicken Chicken. That went viral too. Like, but they used to be talking stuff, but some people be like, this is who we want. Like, this is the kind of music we've been waiting on. Cause I guess they be saying, don't nobody make music like how I make music. So yeah.
And how do you think you make it? Like, what's unique?
I don't know. I'm just myself. Like, they be saying it's vulgar, but I just speak on what a lot of people be wanting to say, but they don't say it. I don't know. I guess that's the thing. And maybe it's like where I'm from too, cause that's the sound from where I'm from, you know?
Yeah.
I got my own style, but you know how it's different sounds in every city?
Oh yeah.
So I got a St. Louis sound, I guess. Something different.
I think there's something when I listen to you, it makes me, there's something intriguing that makes me want to get to know you. I feel like, you know,
Yeah.
it's like sometimes you listen to people and you love the music and you
Yeah.
love the beat. Sometimes you love the lyrics. And I think there's elements of that with you for sure. But then there's something about you. It's like, who is this lady?
I'm dead. That's what people be saying, but I don't be, sometimes I be wondering what's to me. Like, I look in the mirror and just stare in the mirror and be like, why do people mess with me? What's up with me? Like, I don't know. I always been a likable person though.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, either you liked me or you was hating on me because like I was just cool. Like I
Because you
don't-
secretly liked me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh God. Like it done been girls that wanted to fight me. I look better than them or something. Like they'd be real ugly, but ugly, and want to fight me. Like, what you want to fight me for? What I do to you? I don't be on there. Like I be chilling. I'm not a problem starter for real.
Really?
I'm not. I'm nonchalant. Like I'm really quiet. Like I told you. Like I don't be. So if somebody like if I get in a fight and that mean they was messing with me. Like I don't be on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not going to start it probably.
I'm not no problem starter.
What's like a hobby or something that you have that people maybe wouldn't think that Sexy Red does?
I like to draw. I know how to paint. I know how to sew clothes.
Yeah, my mom taught me how to sew.
For real?
Yeah,
That's
bruh.
like some back in the day stuff.
My shit looked bad though, I'll be honest.
Oh, you don't know how to do it that good?
Oh, I'd have a shirt and it would look like a damn vest. I stitched that bitch
I'm
up.
dead.
I show up like that. It looked like a damn, bro. I make a sweatshirt look like a damn tuxedo, bro. My
funny.
shit was bad.
Man, I was good for sewing some stuff back in the day. I used to make pillows, blankets. I used to like, if the shirt was too big, I could hem it on the sides, make my jackets tighter. Like, I be on it.
So you like doing it.
I love to make clothes.
And
Hell
you
yeah.
like, so if you're making clothes, then it's kind of like you're making style.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've always had your own sense of style.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I was in a fashion class too, and I was like the best in class, like the number one, you know, the top fashion person.
I mean, you have to be.
Yeah, I'm just unique. I already know I'm unique. Like people be trying to make fun of my style, but I like when people dress how they feel. Like they go with their mood. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think black people they dress the most exciting.
Yeah.
Damn, you
I
see.
think
it.
white people do too though.
I think it's growing. It's getting better.
No, they be just like when I was young, like Lady Gaga, Katy, like they used to be
that's a
dressing.
good point.
Exactly, they be dressing crazy.
I didn't think about that. Jared Leto. You ever seen him?
No, I don't even know who that is, but I'm just saying like
Oh yeah, he'll
back
dress.
in the day, even now, like they be dressing. Oh, him.
He wild and yeah, he always
See?
got something
Oh, I
crazy.
do know him.
He's a unique dude. He's a cool
he
guy.
He was the Joker.
Mm,
That- was
he
that
might have
him?
been. He brought his own head over there.
He was the Joker, yeah.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of films, but he always dresses pretty wild.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like white people be dressing wild, but I like their style.
I think it's grow. I think it's well. You see a lot of styles are starting to merge too because
What you mean by that?
like they got now white and black people. I think there's so many people are mixed. You know, like when I was young, that people weren't as mixed, but they was like
For
like
real?
you'd hear like wiggas. You ever heard that term back in the day? Wiggas, you know?
White and black people. mix
Yeah,
together,
or
yeah.
blonkies. You know?
No, I never heard Blanky.
Yeah, it's
Like a black hunky.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
like a black dude that's trying to be white, like this Chet Hanks right here. And
What
that
he do?
he would be like a wigger, I guess, back in the day. He,
Oh, they mean like a white person trying to be black?
yeah, yeah, they used to have it.
I'm dead.
And him, Bill Maher,
What he is?
he just dates a lot of black girls, so I
For
think
real?
he would classify.
He might like the culture.
I think he likes it enough. He dates. I think he likes to date black women.
He don't even look like he date white black
He
women.
don't even look like he dates.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Can you show me a picture with him and some black girls?
Let's see who we got.
Bill,
That was his ex-wife, huh?
Hell no. Okay, I can see it now. He happy.
But
This is my last
Black
ever
girl's
CS:GO
stronger
game.
too, I think.
After this,
Yeah.
You
I'm
dated
stepping
some black
into
girls?
a new reality. Everyone applaud
I
me.
have been with a black woman.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
There's one in
And I
snipers
yeah,
and kill.
I support
That
it.
guy unders? Is there a
What
guy?
he do? He date black
There
people?
was.
Michael
around me.
Rappaport, he was just kind of like one of the OG kind of wiggers back in the
Yeah,
day.
he do act black.
Yeah.
Was he a comedian?
Yeah, he is a comedian
Yeah.
He's
But
a
you said
comedian.
you dated a black girl before.
and an actor. Yep.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I think I definitely did.
Was it fun?
Yeah,
It's
I think
interesting.
she only went like on 2 dates with me, so I think if I went on more dates with her, I think it could have been fun. But it's funny because I think I used to didn't think about it, and now I think about it more. I think that's one thing about just growing up and about like experiencing more stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
start to be open to more things.
Yeah. Was it interesting when you was dating her?
Yeah, and she had nice legs too. But yeah,
What's
she
nice
was
legs?
interesting. Yeah, everything was interesting because it was like a new type of person.
Yeah. I know
Like
what
if you
mean.
sitting there next to somebody that's like a different culture and you're not used to dating them, dude, it's like being at it's like walking into a new building or something.
Yeah, I
you
know
know?
what you're
From a
saying.
different
It
time.
feels, it was
New-
real
whole new
interesting.
person. What you mean nice legs? What you consider nice legs?
She had strong legs.
For real?
Yeah,
Three
she had
mids,
really.
Was they long?
They was just long enough, you know. She could stand. She was on, you know. She showed it, you know. They was holding her up,
Yeah.
and I don't know if that's a wig. You think Cruella Deville? Maybe,
She not real.
but she was. I think she's real enough though.
Really?
She was raising dogs at the house too. That counts. If you breeding dogs at the house, I think that counts too.
I'm dead. What that is?
But this is me right here. Actually, they pulled this
Where?
one up.
Where you at?
Bottom left, boo.
You lying.
Come on.
Hell nah.
That
You
was
look like
it,
the
boy.
dude off Twilight Zone, the wolf.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Y'all know what I'm talking about? The man, yeah, that's
Oh,
what you
a
look
little
like
bit.
him.
He got better teeth though, and he
You looked like him.
yeah, you right. You right as hell. That's me.
Yeah, with the ears and
that's me.
everything. You look like him.
Oh, you right.
Okay, I see you.
I see me too
Okay.
now. I'm gonna change.
You look
that.
nice. How old was you on there?
Thank you. I was probably, let me see, probably 13 or something.
Really? You look grown as fuck.
Well, I had to be in this group. You had Don Gladys right there, top right. He was probably 27.
Damn, and you 13?
This was junior high. Yeah, they put anybody on that bitch,
I'm
boy.
dead.
Everybody in that motherfucker.
That's
Move,
They
Con.
had us all. Jonathan Smith. I used to ride my bike. He would get on the back of my
Which
bike.
one?
Number 19.
For
He was,
real?
yeah, he was probably 31 feet tall.
I'm
He'd get on the
dead.
back of my bike when I was riding and make me ride him into school.
I'm dead.
Yeah, that was fun. I liked growing up there. I grew up, our town was pretty small.
And we all like a lot of black people and stuff.
Yeah, it was just like a good mix, you know, but they didn't have a lot of the kids would quit after like 8th grade. I think a lot of them got either, there wasn't as much like black people doing like a lot of stuff like they are now.
What you mean?
You know, they just weren't as
Advanced.
advanced probably.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
they
they-
wasn't back in my day either though.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's just starting to change. Do you think it's starting to change?
Hell yeah, because nowadays you see a 19-year-old, they be rich, wearing Rolexes to school, wearing designers, and like when I was that age, that wasn't the thing. Like, it was hard to get a lot of money like that.
Yeah.
They scamming and everything.
Yeah, people finessing everybody.
Yeah, they be grown.
Yeah, fast. When I was a kid, yeah, we had a black teacher named Miss Smith, and then we had, but they didn't have a lot of black people doing like big jobs, you know. And now, I feel like anybody can kind of have any job,
Yeah, me too.
you know. It's changed a lot.
Yeah.
When you, what was your first job?
It was a job called Convergence. It was a call center.
Yeah, my sister worked at a call center. That shit's wild
It's
in there.
fun at a call. It's like a high school. I knew I wasn't finna be flipping no burgers or nothing like that.
No, I can't see you doing it.
No, I couldn't. I'm too lazy. So I wanted to have a sit down job
Yeah.
and just answer phones.
Did you have that little mic thing like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I knew I had a house. I had a little apartment, and I was doing her. And then I'm like, I'm gonna get a job too, so you know my bills and stuff. So that's the
cool.
only reason I got a job. 'Cause I had a house.
What do you think, like, what skills or, like, what ambition, where do you think some of that comes from? Like, your ambition in life and stuff.
Cause I ain't had when I was young.
Yeah.
So I used to be like, man, watch when I'm able to get my own money. Like when I turned
One window.
15, no, I was younger than 15. I started doing hair in middle school. Like girls coming over my house because I used to do my own hair. And girls start wanting their hair done. So I'm charging $10 to do hair.
Yeah.
Anything, $30 just do it quickly. But then I
Oh.
started progressing and, you know.
Just go B.
I'll finger
That's
weave
the
a
thing.
sideburn for $10, boo.
Plant it.
For $2.
Yeah, oh God, that's how it was. Like just doing some shit. And that's how, cause I'm like, man, I wanted the clothes and stuff. I wanted the new shoes. I wanted to be, you know, all the kids was coming to the new school year with their new stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
I want some new clothes too.
Yeah.
I just started doing her and making money.
Dude, pulling up at school with new clothes on, there was nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Looking clean, boy.
But do you remember times where you couldn't get new clothes? Like going to the new school year, you have to wear the same clothes from last school year?
Well, I remember the second day of school was when I struggled because I had to usually make the pants from the first day. I had to bring them back on day
Yeah.
2. And I had to convince people these were different pants.
Like these ain't the same school pants from last year, baby.
I'd write different pants on the leg of them.
Really? You lying.
I swear. I'm lying. That'd be crazy.
And the shoes. Like, you got to make sure you got enough pair of shoes for their first week of school.
My brother and I would switch sometimes. So when I got his, mine would be big. You know, he was a little older than me, so.
For real.
But I'd be like, these different.
Yeah.
You know, they're fucking
Yeah.
big. I'm like, these different as
Me and my
hell.
sisters used to swap shoes, too.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
God.
fun.
Yeah.
What about, so now you have nicer things. Was it kind of scary getting nicer things, or you were ready for it? Because you kind of start to leave, like once you get some money in the world, right? And I'm not saying that you have a ton of money. I don't know anything about you. I mean, I know that you're doing well, right?
Right.
You're doing well enough you can pay your mortgage.
Yeah, yeah.
But once that starts to happen, you kind of start to leave where you're from in a way. How do you keep from not doing that?
I'm still there. I'm cheap. I still be. I go to Rainbow, City Trends, and all that stuff. I shop at beauty spots, get clothes. I don't care. I go to the thrift store. If they got some good cool, you know. I don't like discriminate. Like if I see something cute in Walmart, I get it.
Yeah.
Target, I just be shopping.
So you don't need to have the fanciest stuff.
No, I don't. I don't care about all the name brand stuff.
Yeah.
My team really the people that put me onto that stuff because I used to be like, shoot, for y'all need me to go buy a new outfit, I got a Rainbow or something.
Yeah.
But then they start saying like, your budget higher, you can go to designer store. And then I go in them designer stores and not even see none I like. So I used to be like, it's not even worth the hype, like the designer stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I still be shopping at little stores.
Yeah. Is that your is that the watch that Drake got you?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it is.
Dang, that's the fanciest thing I've ever seen.
I know, me too. I ain't gonna lie.
God.
I never seen nothing like this. And it's see-through. He gonna pull it up. What that song? What this? Oh, Twitter.
Dang, I wouldn't even have put that thing out the box.
Man. I don't be wanting to wear it for real. Like it's kind of special because I never got nothing like this.
I know.
tight. Like,
What like spawned him to you think to give it to you?
what made him give it to me? I'm just a cool person and he fucked with me. Like, I don't know. He was excited to give me a watch too.
Yeah.
I'm glad he was excited like that. Like,
He's a nice guy, huh?
yeah, I feel like he was just like he fucked with my vibe and stuff. I don't be on the same like groupie shit. Other people probably be on like I'm just like chill. Like that's what everybody know when they come around me. Yeah, I just be chill.
One trip
Yeah, you chill, huh?
and
For
one's
real.
dead.
Dang, I like that. That's something I like, a chill, get a chill.
Yeah, I
chill.
don't do too much. Like I'm just really one of the
You
homeboys.
like to hug too, huh?
What you mean hug?
Just if you hug somebody, that's just, if you got a man, you hug.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I know how to make people dance. Like I'm a good friend, good artist.
It's important to you.
Yeah. To be nice, but I don't know. Just don't play with me, cause I can get like that. Like that's the side they don't want to see. Like I'm real cool, but once I take it there, y'all gonna wish y'all never took it there with me, cause I take it real far. Like I go too far.
Really?
I go too far.
And what, you pull that thing out on them?
Man, I do all kind of stuff.
Oh.
I'm scandalous for real. So that's why I just tell people just don't play with me like that. Like we can be cool. I'm gonna respect you, just respect me. But once you take it there with me, it's to the moon with me.
Go.
For sure. I'm serious.
I
Like
believe you. I don't want
I
to
don't
take
even
it
do-
there.
Yeah, for
I want to
real.
stay right here on Earth.
Everybody know.
You ain't heading to the moon at all.
For real.
And what about when it comes to men? I know you talk about you like a real strong, like a real,
Yeah, rough and tough.
a guy that's really, a kind of
Yeah.
thug. Is that okay, that term to use?
I mean,
You don't have to be a thug.
no,
okay.
I don't have a type.
Okay.
I like a strong dude though. Like I ain't got no type though. Like he could be a working man, but still put his foot down or be like a stand-up guy. You know what I'm saying? He could be any type of man, just not weak. I don't like weak people because I'm not weak. Like, so it's gonna be hard to even deal with me, and I don't want to have somebody that I can run over.
when you were fucking.
No, that's not
Stuff
fun.
like when you were
That's
5.
not fun.
No, you don't want that at all, and you don't deserve that.
Period.
You deserve a champion.
Yeah, for real.
And what about like a white man? Would you ever consider dating a white man?
Hey,
or
yeah,
no?
like, that's
Yeah,
a
I
bad
don't have,
place to be,
like,
bro.
I'm not
Watching
like that.
short.
I don't have a problem with other races, but I never dated no white person.
Really?
And now you want to run
I always said I
away.
wanted to try and see what it was like.
Oh my God.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, I used to be on Pornhub, and I used to, like, watch, like, white dudes fucking with black girls, because I used to be like, I don't know, that's different to me. Like, you know how you said sitting
Well,
next
you're
to
a
a black
fucking
girl,
idiot,
you know?
then. Put your
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just something
Sit on
different,
your
like, out
dumb
my
fucking
comfort
cunt.
zone.
Yeah.
So I used to just try to see, like, what would that be like? I don't know, though.
Oh, I remember the first time, yeah, sometimes if you don't spend time around people, there's always like new things, you know, it's like little things you don't even realize. Like I was telling YG, I went to a doctor's office one time and the doctor was black, right? And I'd never had a black friend. I'd never, I'd never not wanted it. I just had never,
Right.
you know, you call the doctor, you go in there and whoever comes in is the guy. And I was like, dang, I don't know. I know he's, you know, but it was just
It was
different.
a girl.
It was
or
a
boy?
man doctor.
Okay.
But it was just, I'd never had it, you know? So anyway, there's things like with race that I think,
Oh, no.
some things are just new experiences, you know? And so you try them and you see how it goes. Like if when I went on that date, I'd never thought of black
Okay, he's
man
ninja.
before,
He's
you know? It
Yeah.
doesn't mean like, I'd had a lot of friends that were black girls growing up, but I'd just never done it. Until you do, you're like, oh, this is,
Yeah, it's something different.
yeah, it's not wrong, or it's just something different.
Something new to you.
Yeah, something new.
So what happened with the black doctor?
It was fine. Everything was good. I got prescribed, and I didn't have anything bad or nothing. Probably just some asthma or whatever. You know, they got asthma in the black community or
Yeah,
not?
yeah.
Really?
They got it bad.
Damn, brother. Everything trying to get them.
Yeah.
Sugar.
Can I have
Yeah.
a pie, please?
Asthma.
Yellow, I'd like P9
Everything,
pancake.
bro.
But white people got different stuff too
Right
that
over
we
here,
can't
mate.
get.
Right
Like,
over here.
we be looking at
Mate, I'll
white
fucking
people like,
shoot you in the
dang,
head
they
and
got a
take
lot
your
going on.
AK.
yeah.
For real, like,
I'm
you know
trying
how
to
like
think.
they can get lice
Oh, yeah.
and sunburn and stuff. Like, I be looking at them like, dang, that's crazy.
Oh, I was thinking the other day.
And cancer, we can't get stuff like that.
Yeah, and y'all don't know how tough sunburn isn't real. People don't want to admit it, but that shit is real.
What it do?
That's the unsexy red.
What it do though? It burn.
Yeah, it burns. You sit down. You can't hug nobody.
Ooh, your skin be stiff.
You pick your child up and it hurts.
For
Yeah,
real?
it's all sunburn, and sometimes even your lips get burned. You can't even enjoy a little bit of soup or something.
What? That's crazy.
It's real. People don't
See?
understand this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Everybody's got their things, you know.
You know how have you ever heard like black don't crack?
I went inside
Like
the
we
door.
age different.
Yeah,
Is that you think that's true?
I think that I think black is just kind
More
of
short
people
and
wear black because they want to look. It looks lean. It's a better color to wear, I think.
What are we doing
So
purple?
yes, I think it does. I think black people just look
Nothing.
better.
Your
Every time.
mum's
Look at
what
some
we
of
do.
this damage, dear God.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, look at this, man.
Fucking right.
Ooh, that
And he
dude.
had a shirt on.
Ooh,
Yeah.
look that one.
You look at him. Here's what
He got bumps on his.
Come back, come back, come back.
So that can happen. You can get bumps. and stuff?
Oh, you could look at that.
Oh my God, it's
shorts coming back.
boils.
People, they start getting you grilling your own meat.
That's
Look
crazy.
at that. Somebody had fell asleep with their arm on him.
No. See, we don't go through stuff like
jungle.
this.
That's what I'm saying. We all got our thing, you know.
One pound.
This is, you know.
Why you think
Oh yeah.
that? Oh, they do. I ain't gonna lie, I thought they was a black thing.
We're getting it. People got it. I know some people that got it, and they always wearing like, you know, they always make it sound like this,
Oh,
and they always have a sneak of apple. You talk.
I gotta eat sugar.
Yeah, you be talking to them, they huff down a
Probably
little
shouldn't
baby
have
snicker.
A berry sneaker.
Diabetes mortality. Yeah, so it's happening.
Let me see. Wait. Black commercials. No, but you see how many black, like it's real big in our community.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't think white people could get diet, because I just normally hear about like black people.
Black people get diabetes, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I wonder
'Cause, you
why,
know,
though.
I think it's because we season our food a lot.
Mm.
And we put a lot of salt and a lot of sugar in whatever we eat.
Yeah.
Like we really season our food. Like everything gotta have some, you know, extra. Every seasoning gonna go on everything. You know.
Yeah.
I think that's where they come from.
Black people like a lot of spice, huh? No matter what it is, huh?
All the black cultures, like Jamaicans, they be putting all spice on their food.
Oh, they
Africans.
wildin'. They wildin', man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What's the blackest culture? Like, is there one culture that's the darkest skin, kind of?
I think Africans, because
Yeah.
they close to the sun.
Oh, damn.
Africa, so they like real.
We
dark.
can't even go there. They trying to get us there.
What you mean?
Dude,
They got white people in Africa.
you know they sunburn as hell, though.
Oh, you think they hurt out there? Because that's close to the sun.
Oh, they can't even. I feel like they just, I think it would be too much.
They got white Africans though. You know that?
Oh, you ever see the guy that's like a mix, kind of?
No.
Like
Like
it's like
straight white, like they white, but they speak African. They probably got Chinese people in Africa.
Oh my God.
Can you look that up?
Yeah,
white,
look up-
white Africans.
Look up white Africans and then bring
Shocked, man.
Cause I didn't know that, but they got different
Con-
races in every like, you know, country you go.
Right.
Like if you go to China, I didn't know it was black Chinese people.
Oh, wow.
Did you know that?
I have not seen it.
I seen it. It's straight black people that talk Chinese.
Nuh-uh.
Yes.
Oh, you got to get one of them to open for you. That should be. I would go
That'd be
listen to
tight.
that. Yeah, it would.
Chinese people. Yeah.
Like, this is what's interesting about your music is it could take you all around the world. Isn't that
Hell
crazy?
Yeah. It look like he black down there.
Yeah, who is that? John Ping, homie.
Man, it be
Hey, come on,
and they be
man.
straight black and Chinese.
What is going on?
I don't understand.
John Ping, he out there.
Can you look up black Chinese people?
One gone.
We need a couple black Chinese out there.
No, I seen a picture. But
Just
they
name
said
me
like
for
they
40
won't show
HP.
y'all the other
So
side
sick of you stupid
Of
dickhead.
China?
China. Yeah, they look like real black people, and I was shocked.
Not very nice.
And they look just like some Chinese
Oh my
people,
God,
but they was
man.
black.
Fuck's sake,
They
I
was
can't
slim,
fucking
and they, you know how the Chinese
Oh,
people
yeah,
get
they
kinda
real-
slim with some nice little
We're in
shape.
fucking
Mhm.
They
team.
was straight black, slim, pretty. I was like, wow.
Chinese
Maybe
all
shouldn't be
kind of,
such
they
a
really
dick.
come in kind of one size, huh?
Kill
they be
yourself,
slim.
man.
Yeah, they're
Look at
not-
this guy.
Except for
Maybe you should be
sumo
such a
wrestlers and
dick.
stuff.
Your
Yeah.
fucking lips wobbling.
But they
right
got
now.
yeah, them boys
You can
are
have a
big, but I
suit.
think that's, I don't know if they have Chinese sumo wrestlers. They might have Korean. I know they got Japanese.
Oh.
Have you gotten to perform like in another country yet?
Yeah, I've been in London, Canada. Where else did I go? I've been some little places. Yeah, I've been some places.
And did your son go with you or no?
Yeah, my son be with me, but he wasn't with me across the country and stuff, cause he ain't got no passport yet.
He doesn't?
No, I gotta fill it out. Only reason he ain't got one is cause they say the daddy gotta fill it out too, like both parents.
Yeah.
And you know he in jail, so
Oh, his dad's in jail?
that's the one I be saying free my baby daddy.
Oh, yeah, that's right, huh?
yeah.
And will they free him or not?
I don't know what's going on with that.
Did he do it or not? I won't tell anybody. Yeah, he did.
He innocent. You know it.
Of course.
You know they be lying.
Yeah, that's how it is.
They do though.
Oh yeah, look, a lot of people are in jail and they shouldn't be.
Yeah, they put stuff on people.
Have you been to jail before?
Not for real. Like I didn't got locked up, but I ain't had to like do no jail time.
Right.
I can get out the next day. Like have to spend a night there, and then they'll let me out.
Like you didn't start
One
working
ladder.
out or nothing.
Nah, like they ain't never send me to the back where the other people was at. I just be in the holding cell. That's the most I ever had to do, like 24 hours, 48 hours or something like
Yeah,
that.
like, I'm gonna stay up front. However we figure this out, I'm staying up front.
Yeah, I ain't never had got sent to the back. Baby.
You know, businesses grow and they change, and you got to change. You got to be ready. You know, even as the world's population increases, Santa's got to have more elves. He's got to get more boxes out. ShipStation can help, especially right now, the calm before the holiday storm. You can prepare your e-commerce business for the holiday rush now by using ShipStation. Whether you're shipping from your house or a warehouse, ShipStation can help increase your profitability. That's right, effortless integration everywhere you sell online, including Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Shopify, and more. Get discounts up to 84% off UPS and USPS rates. Over 130,000 companies have grown their e-commerce business with ShipStation. And 98% of companies that stick with ShipStation for a year become customers for life. Go to ShipStation.com and use code Theo today and sign up for your free 60-day trial. That's ShipStation.com, code Theo. You ever been injured somewhere at work, not at work, in a car accident, in a drive-by or something like that? Somebody hit you with something, hit you with a rake, hit you with a shovel. Well, Morgan & Morgan can help you. They are America's largest injury law firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and more than 800 lawyers. If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is so easy. It's more like using an app than hiring a lawyer. You can submit a claim without ever leaving your couch. In 8 clicks or less, you can submit a claim to Morgan & Morgan. If you're ever injured, their fee is free unless they win. That's right, Morgan & Morgan. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/thispastweekend or dial pound law, pound 529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/thispastweekend or pound law, pound 529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement. Today's episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. That's right. If you've been struggling in your brain or in your mind or having trouble organizing things in your life,
Like, you can be with a person, y'all live each other, you can have a wedding, y'all break up the next day or something. Like, weddings ain't real. It's just a ceremony, you celebrating your love with another person, basically.
yeah.
It's not real, though. Like, I don't know. I don't be believing in all that marriage stuff. Because you could sign paperwork and they still will cheat on you and all that. Like,
Yeah.
no. It's married people giving their wife's AIDS and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all got married, that was the whole point of, like, committing to each other so y'all don't got to do that. But
People
don't-
still doing it.
Yeah, so it's like, what was the point of getting married?
Right.
Like, so I don't know.
Yeah. I think it would be fun. I think it would be nice.
Like an experience. But
Right.
I don't think it got to be that serious. It could just be me and this person been together for a long time. We want to celebrate our love in front of y'all. But it ain't even got to be like, okay, now we married. It could
Yeah.
just be a little ceremony, you know?
Yeah.
Like a party.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Um,
That's how I see it.
do you think that there's a chance that you'll go like start to do your own tour? I know that you just got to open up for Drake, right?
Yeah, I'm
that
gonna
was
do a tour.
yesterday.
I got a tour coming up.
You do?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, I've seen. Yeah, I've seen
It's
some.
sold out.
It's already sold out twice.
Yes, because the first time they didn't think he was going to do what he did. It sold out within like 30 minutes to an hour. And then they went to bigger arenas, and then that sold out. So now people still looking to buy tickets, but they sold out. So.
And do you start to like think about like what do you want on it? Like, do you want like the screens? How is it gonna look and that sort of thing?
Yeah, we've been thinking about all that.
This last night was you, huh? Wow. That's so cool.
Where they say? Too cool, too broad.
Did you feel nervous or anything? No, huh?
I don't be nervous no more. It's fun. I used to be nervous because, like I said, I was shy. But now I just do what I gotta do.
Yeah, once you start to get used to it, especially if the venue is bigger, at first it feels real scary. But then once you get in there a little bit, you're like, okay.
Yeah, I be nervous. I just want to get this over with. Like, my heart rushing. But now I'll literally just go up there and do what I gotta do. Maybe it's because I know how the crowd gonna react to me. I used to be scared thinking, when nobody gonna like me. I think that's why I didn't used to want to do it.
Yeah, it's fun to go out there when you know they're gonna like you.
Yeah, because I used to be like, what if they don't want to see me? Like, what if they just sit there and watch me perform? Because I didn't have times where I first started rapping and they don't know my music, so everybody just sitting there just watching me, and I'm on stage still having to act like I'm just, when really inside I'm just like, I'm ready to get the fuck off this stage. Like, they not even fucking with me. But they was fucking with me, they just didn't know my music. And then I get off the stage, they be like, I really like your music. Where can I find you at? And I'm like, oh, so they was fucking with me. I just didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is scary. Well, it's interesting just the different levels you go through, and then once you get to a certain level, you never get to really go back to those.
Yeah.
You don't really realize at the time sometimes that there's like how interesting they are, or just how some of those moments you might never have them again.
Yeah.
You know.
I used to be so scared to the point I used to like throw up. like before I got off stage or after. Like, hurry up, gotta rush off stage and run right to a trash can. Like, my anxiety would be bad.
Damn.
Yeah, it's bad.
Really?
It's still kind of bad. Like, I don't like walking through crowds. Like, people ignorant. They'll pull your hair, try to hit you. Like, they just, you know, you just never know.
And grabbing you too, huh?
Yeah, they be grabbing me, and I don't like that. Like, don't touch me. And I got anxiety already, and then everybody want to grab, touch all on my arm, pull my wig. I be like, the fuck is wrong with people? People crazy.
When you think about like doing art and doing something new, right? Does your brain start to think of like new avenues and things you want to do, or do you just are you kind of happy in your lane, or like?
I be wanting to do something every day. I be like, I want to do a cooking show. I just do anything. I want to start a fashion line.
3
I want to sell this.
with bomb.
But I always been like that. Like, ever since I was little, I knew how to make money. Like, when I was a kid, I used to sell chips, take all my chips from the house, go sell them at school for $1, like on some sneaky stuff. Like, I always been looking, so I just be finding ways to do it. It's always been me.
Yeah, they got a good cooking show. Have you seen Sean and Marley? They do cooking.
I know, Sean and Marley.
Yeah, it's these two fellas in Australia, and they got Down syndrome.
Oh, for real?
Oh, and they got the best cooking show.
They be making some good food?
Oh, it's good, man.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, pull up a clip of it if you can, man. When I go to Australia, I want to go on their show.
For real?
Yeah, they do good. Sean is he more the lead. Marley, he's good too, but I love both of them.
Yeah.
So shit.
I'm hungry. Ooh, that looks good right now. What they making?
Hey
But
man,
they
please
live
do.
together, they friends.
Yeah, they friends, and they have. I don't know if they're brothers or not.
They look alike.
Yeah, they might be brothers, but they might. Yeah,
I'm gonna start watching it.
they good.
I'm gonna start watching it.
On Instagram, they're the best, and yeah, they do all kind of stuff. They do chicken, they do
Ooh,
desserts,
it looks so good. I'm hungry.
they do.
Oh. Everybody got their parents behind the camera helping them.
Some of the knives they can't use, but most of the stuff they can use, and they do a good job.
Yeah.
They do all kind of fun stuff. But that's one of my favorite shows. Yeah, I wonder who you would cook with, or it would just be you, maybe with celebrity guests or something.
Just coming on there like cooking their favorite meals and stuff, or showing them what we eat in my household. Like,
Oh yeah,
yeah, I like cooking.
I like to make Italian food, and I like pancakes too.
You like pancakes?
Yeah, you
That's
like
so
them?
random. Yeah, I like.
Yeah, you like them. Huh? I
Yeah, I
like
do.
syrup.
You do. You put syrup on a lot of stuff.
I love it.
You ever had white castle?
Yeah, I've had them.
Oh my God! Get a cheeseburger, White Castle cheeseburger, extra onions, and dip it in some syrup. Oh, man, you gotta try it.
That's good, man.
You gotta taste it. It's so good. Do you smoke? Well, it's still good even if you don't smoke. Cause I used to get hot fried and just go to White Castle, dip my little hammer, bash it. Cause that's one of the late night spots we got where I'm from.
Yeah.
So everybody got to like the White Castle line be rapping all the way around.
Yeah, I'm
That's the
trying to
thing.
think of what we went to. We went to, maybe Waffle House. They had a Waffle House
Yeah.
in our town, and the police would pick up all the drunk drivers, and they wouldn't take them to jail. They would drop them off at the Waffle House.
Why?
Just because I think they didn't, they was trying to be nice to them. So you go in there to eat, and it would be full of all the drunk drivers were sitting in there.
What? Just
Yeah,
waiting?
Just drunk as hell, just trying to sober up,
No, that's too much.
It was interesting.
I bet that was like ghetto. Like they in a Friday night. That's too much. That's
What about, did you ever get mad? Did you ever have any drug issues, or you just drank and smoked mostly?
I don't drink. I smoke.
Oh, you just smoke? You never liked drinking?
I used to drink when I was young, but I stopped drinking. This stuff nasty. I had bad experiences, so I just when I smell it, it just throw me off. Like I don't want none of that.
Can you get pretty high? Like, what's the highest you can get, you think?
Super high. Before I go to sleep. Like I got a high tolerance. And I can just keep smoking. Like if me and my friends just rolling up back to back, I'm not gonna turn it down. I'm gonna hit every blunt. Like
That's a lot.
you know, damn, yeah, I can smoke. I can smoke like a chimney.
And I think black people are better at getting high. Do you think so?
Why you say that?
They just
Weed,
yeah.
maybe so. It's a thing. It's a thing.
It just I think